Welcome! It is Thursday night. What is up, everyone? It is the NLG show. We are live Thursday night, ready to rock and roll. Hope you are all had a good weekend or getting ready for that sweet, sweet weekend. It's another glorious Thursday evening, everyone. And we have an outstanding guest with us tonight. Someone who has been not a long time coming, but as soon as we realized that she was available to come on podcast, I jumped at that chance. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm and she actually sent me the IM and said, all right, let's do this. Let's go. It is Lady Foxfire. What is up, girl? How are you?
I'm good. Hi, everybody. I see a lot of awesome people in the chat.
Chat's popping
I'm
already.
so happy to be here with you all.
We've been looking
Me and
forward to
Fastback
this.
go way back.
Oh yeah,
that's true. And I'm trying to remember where I remember you from first, and because there's so many people that I used to watch back, that aren't podcasting anymore, and aren't streaming anymore, and I want to say it was around the, I knew him as the governor and She-Wolf.
There you go.
And that's who that's where I think I saw you kind of hanging around with originally when you were doing Foxy Deals, and you were posting, cool stuff on Twitter about things we can go and buy.
Yeah, you're spot on.
So
that's definitely the crew that I hung out with the most and helped me get into podcasting and talk to the community more. They really helped me a lot. So with Console Corner podcast, I learned so much.
Yeah.
They were, I miss Console Corner. I used to watch them a lot.
I hear it to this day. I heard it 2 weeks ago. I still hear it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We still have yet to anybody do a great setup like they did.
Nah, they had an unbelievable
awesome setup.
They really
they were a great team.
They were that was as close to professionally driven as you could get.
Yeah, they were doing the gameplay and the OBS podcast way before anybody else.
Well before. They're the ones
in the live chat.
Mm-hmm. and having the monitor in the background and stuff like that, and
they eventually did that. Yeah, it didn't start that way, but it definitely grew into that. Yeah.
So,
but I've been around for a little bit. I've been doing videos since officially since 2015. I got into podcasting early 2016, and I've been doing podcasts on and off ever since then. And then I took a little break around 2019, and I disappeared for a while. And then when I came back, everybody was just like, hey, do podcasts. Hey, make more videos. Hey, do live streams. And I'm like, whoa, one thing at a time, everybody.
See, it goes to the power. It goes to the power of your content. That is what when you came back, people wanted to see you. So
Yeah, it was nice actually. It was overwhelming, but it was nice because I talked to so many different people in the community with different groups, right? So I'm good or I'm friendly with all of them. So I could jump into any like party chat and just I know somebody. I could chat with them. We could have similar interests in games, you know? I don't just hang out with one set of people at all times. And I jump into so many different podcasts. I think there's like 3 podcasts going on right now. And I always try to go in and say hi to everybody. And depending on the night, I'll hang out in this chat the most, or I'll hang out in another chat the most. And then I'll come back and I'll listen to whatever I missed, either an hour after it's on live or the next morning. I just have so many people in the community that I'm friends with. People that I've gamed with, like we used to do game nights, like community game nights. People still miss those and ask me to do those to this day.
man, that's amazing. How do you have time for all of it?
I don't. Everything little by little. I've been coming back and doing content on my channel.
Yes, you have, and I actually put your Twitter in the description, but I need to put your YouTube channel down there. I'm going to do that while we're talking, so that people can
Well,
go.
you put
and...
the website. The website has everything.
Oh, wait a minute. There's a website?
Yeah.
I didn't know there was a website.
It's okay. Me and my partner, like, well, they created it, but I was there for it and I give the feedback and I have more stuff to add to the website, but it was just created last weekend, so it's up.
Okay, that's why I don't. Okay, that's why I don't know about it. All right, hold on. All right, see.
I see everybody in chat looking awesome. Hi, everybody.
All right, what is this? What is this website?
LadyFoxfire.com.
All right. Hey, well, okay.
What
Very
else would it be?
simple.
You know.
It could be an imposter, you know. It's like
Right.
Imposter. What?
All right.
or
Good.
squatting that name, you know. It's like
It's mine.
There you go.
So-
All right. It is now in the description of
Thank
the
you.
video. So if you guys get a chance, check it out. I'm actually gonna also pop it into the chat here for everybody. Oh, that's a
Appreciate
nice
that.
looking site too.
Yeah, right
There
now
we
it's
go.
just like glorified link tree. But it's gonna have like a video section, maybe a Foxy Dio section, maybe some more stuff.
Man, Foxy Tunes.
Oh yeah,
That's just your favorite.
I made that a long time ago, and I told people about it on Twitter. Like, hey, you want to listen to playlists while you're playing games? Check this out.
Check that out. Yeah. See, that is cool. You are a commodity. That's what it's all about. Well, but again,
guys
look
are
how
awesome.
look how highly sought after you were when you came back. That's how much people missed you. And I remember, I don't remember. Where did you find us when you came back? Because one day you popped in our chat, and I was like, oh my God, it's Lady Foxfire. And I was very humbled by that because I know that you hung out in big circles, and here you are coming to our little channel.
Well, I'm pretty sure it was Fastback was posting it on Twitter. I'm obviously following him, so
Aha.
it had to be
Of
that.
course.
Also, shout out to AssassinLupa.
Yes.
I hope she's feeling better.
Yeah.
It was because of her as well.
Lupa, if you're
Yeah.
watching this at some point, thank you. We love you, and we can't wait for you to get back to the gaming shape. Last I had heard, Tuesday night, Noof said on Gaming After Dark that that she's on the recovery trail. She's getting better. She misses us all, and I mean we miss her so much.
I DM'd her. As soon as I heard, I DM'd her and I gave her my best wishes, of course.
That's awesome.
Yeah, she replied. She sounds like she's in good spirits, so hopefully
good.
very soon.
Good. I'll have to reach out to her as well, see how she's doing.
Yeah,
you know, she really is. She's one of our favorites. And she's always, I mean, she's been in chat every week, you know, and she's here for the duration, which is amazing because she's 5 hours ahead of us. So
Yeah.
so Chris, Peter, how you guys doing?
doing all right.
Yeah,
It's Thursday. Do the show.
it's Thursday.
Last night we had a little bit of fun.
We tried.
We tried.
You streamed, right? I think I
did.
saw some gameplay.
Yeah, we did.
We played some Battlefield.
streamed
The
some,
game looks better on your screen than mine. But we'll get into that later.
Yes, we
Yeah.
will. No. Oh. Yeah, that hurts when a cat decides doesn't want to
That's
be held,
cuddles.
doesn't it?
That's
Cuddles.
cuddles. You want to cuddle. Yeah, you don't want to cuddle up.
You named that cat incorrectly, sir.
He's cuddles no more.
No, he's very sweet. He does cuddle, but he wants to. So.
Off camera.
He's
That's
probably
all
coming
cats.
back saying like, "Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, I
we'll do it on
forgot.
my
Yeah,
on my turn."
Yeah, human. Pet me, human. So what else has been going on this week, Peter?
Well, I got Far Cry 6. I started it up, but I haven't played it yet because of. I mean, it got released today. Last night after Battlefield, was like, "Oh, I think it's live," and I started it up, and it's like, it is, and we kind of wasted our time on the Battlefield beta.
We did. I wouldn't say we wasted our time.
Nah, it was
but
not really wasted.
we
We still had a good time, like sitting in one,
we put
on
Chris
the
to
back
we
of
put Chris to sleep with it.
Whatever that thing was, that ATV, and it just driving like crazy, and that was fun.
Oh, and Mr. Chris, how's your week been?
Just a busy work week, but over the last weekend, I got into Prey. While you guys, everybody else was playing the Halo Infinite
Halo.
weekend, and then of course you guys got into Battlefield 2042. I was all about Prey, my backlog, and man, I love that game. I wish I had played it day one.
I still need to play that.
But I remember back then when people would say it's not. People would complain like they didn't like the mechanics, shooting mechanics, but that's not what it's about. There's other abilities.
Mm-hmm.
Like you got the foam gun, and you can use that to get to other platforms. And I finally got to the point where I could add some of the alien weapon. Like I got the one where I can shoot like the yellow fireball, whatever. And yeah, it's cool. It just Arcane's a great studio. So I also never played the other one, Dishonored 2 or Dishonored.
I have not played Dishonored either.
Yeah, so after playing this, I'm like, now I want to go check that out. So really excited what they did with this, and I look forward to Redfall next year to see how that one is.
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah.
Well, with Back for Blood right around the corner, we can talk about that a little bit too tonight. I don't know how much we really got into it after the beta, but was that a beta you played as well, Foxy?
I did jump in that with you.
I know you did.
Definitely played that. Yeah.
Okay, so we could talk a little. We could talk a little of that too tonight. It's like beta
I'm
season.
looking forward to that game. I already have it installed.
Nice. Pre-install is a wonderful thing, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I love that. Ever since they added that, I was like, yes, please. Download it in the daytime while I'm cleaning up and play at night.
Yes.
There you go.
See, that's how it works. So I wanted, man, I let the chat scroll way too fast. There's a ton. I'm telling you. So I want to say a great good evening to all of our folks in chat. Now, first in the room, I believe, was Doggy Dog.
Was it Doggy Dog?
Doggy Dog was in there early. And he will.
Jeff Rule.
By the way, Jeff Rule was in there early. And by the way, those Doggy Dog will be with us next week. So that's our next guest.
I want him to be live so we can see that background.
Yeah. I want to see that arcade of his. I want to see that barcade of his. So I want to say a great good evening to Graphic God, Brother Graphic God, Prophets in the House, Hunter the Tailed Corgi. Sorry.
Corgi, yes. The corgi right here.
Yes, the tailed corgi. Indie Gamer, our brother Indie Gamer, of course. Let's see. Timodos. I know I've seen you in here before. Welcome back. I think Timo is probably following you around.
Tim
Fox.
Tim Adott's a good friend of Lady Fox.
Yeah.
Yes,
So,
my best friend.
See, she's bringing us viewers tonight. That's what I'm talking about. My Maryland brother Josh, drinking games with Josh, one of my favorite unboxing video channels to watch. So, Panda Sub, he said howdy. I just blew out my voice. All right. Panda Sub's in the house. Another great content creator. My God, if you haven't seen his stuff. He's got something new that he just did a teaser trailer for. And goof. It's going to be good. Retro Arcade Gamer 138. Retro Arcade Gamer popped into a stream and one night while I was streaming Psychonauts and we kind of chatted for a bit. And he chatted with the other folks in the chat, and he said, I don't really watch podcasts, so I come for live streams, but I don't really watch podcasts. But here he is. He's come to check us out. It means a lot, man. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Welcome.
welcome to an unbelievable gaming chat room. You're gonna have a great time with all of our friends. I see a Doomhammer sighting. Brother Doom is in the house. Project Jeff is here.
I love that name, by the way.
Doomhammer's awesome. He's a great guy. It's always good to see him when he has a chance to hang out with us. Back from the dead, our Halo 4 brother, who Chris, we had to get Dragonheart YOBY to finish the game with us.
I know you forgot. I was there on the party chat with y'all.
I know you were.
Stay there. I asked him to play in my place.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. It just we could finish that game weeks ago.
All right.
Was that last Thursday, right?
It was last Thursday for
Yeah, you guys were trying to play Avengers. I did see that.
We were trying to play Avengers, and I have a rant about that. Give me just a second to say, Project Jeff. We don't know where YOBY is. YOBY is he'll be around soon.
Yeah.
No, I think I got it. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry. I let the chat scroll too fast without writing everybody down. You guys know that you guys drive what we do, and this is one of the best chat rooms on the internet, bar none. You always have been. So whoever I missed, just type a quick hello, and I will get you as well. So I'm Brian. Oh my goodness, Brian he's back online. Brian's had he's had a little bit of health issue, and Brian, I'm so glad that you are doing okay and back, and it's great to see you. Welcome tonight. Kick back, relax with us. It is great to see you again. So if I missed anybody else, like I said, please just let me know in the chat. It wasn't intentional. I usually keep a better eye on the chat, but it's me.
And it's hopping.
It's hopping, yeah. You know me, I suck as the host.
Wow.
I think we're due for a giveaway.
I think we are due for a giveaway.
Good.
You want to do a member giveaway tonight?
Yeah, let's do a giveaway today.
All right, so we'll do a Friends of NLG channel member giveaway. That'll work. No. See, Doom says, so glad Lady Foxfire's here. Now we'll have a classy show.
Yeah. Hey, Doomhammer, she's probably a Cowboys fan, right? Lady Foxfire?
What? I don't know what you're talking about. Sports.
Go sports team.
Talking about sports, I started playing FIFA 21
the
other day, and I was having fun.
Oh, 21? Oh, I thought you were...
Yeah, I should try the trial, the 10-hour trial for 22.
22.
Just came out. But I didn't want to get spoiled. A lot of that one is better, and I want it, but I really don't have much time to play it anyway, so... Sister Caitlin is in the house. She says, "Go Cowboys."
Say, "Go Cowboys."
She knows.
There you go.
Retro Arcades and Go Packers. Jeff said there's sports ball going on. You know, we talk about sports long enough and Frankie might pop up.
Yeah.
For some sports ball.
That's right. No. Had to. All right. So, my lady, this is what we like to do with all of our first time guests who come on with us.
Oh boy.
We want to know. So you mentioned you started streaming when you were 2016. You started getting involved when you said 15, right?
Yeah, making videos.
Okay.
Like officially making them. Yeah.
All right. But we want to know a little more about the gamer Lady Foxfire and what it was like as little baby fox growing up. Yes, baby fox growing up gaming. What you gamed on, what you like, and give us a little of the young
Little
Lady
history.
Foxfire gaming history. We love these stories.
Okay. Well, it all started back when I was in Puerto Rico, actually, and I believe I was around 6 years old, and I first played Duck Hunt.
Wow.
Yeah. So that like confused me, blew my mind, but also I was a happy child. I was like, how is this working? What is this? What is this sorcery? So me and my brothers, we played Nintendo. Back then.
One of our friends.
It was
No.
good memories. A lot of it was Duck Hunt, and only a little bit was Mario. To be honest, I didn't care for Mario then. We played some other games on Nintendo as well. I'm pretty sure there was like a racing game, Preamp or something like that.
RC Pro-Am.
Yeah, that's it. We used to play that a lot as well. So I liked that, and I liked Duck Hunt, but I didn't know what a console was, and I didn't know what gaming was. I just played it because I was having a good time with my brothers. Then maybe around the same year or maybe a year later, I found the Atari in my grandfather's like workshop, and I played Pong.
Ooh.
That was awesome. And also I was like, wait, what? Why does this look different than the other game? There's more games? You could do like different video games? And then when I was like 7 or 8, my brother gave me a Sega Genesis controller and said, here, play with me. You know, beat me. Because he was Sonic and I was Tails. So we were doing the split screen. And it was Sonic the Hedgehog 2. And we were doing versus. And I fell in love with video games then. When I saw Sonic, when I saw the Sega, and all these games that he had, like Street Fighter Championship Edition, Streets of Rage, Michael Jackson, was it Moonwalker or
Moonwalker.
something? On the Sega. And he had so many games. I fell in love with video games. And I'm like, I have to learn more about this. I have to figure out what Sega, Nintendo, like what's the difference and how many more games I can play. And then after that, we would go to the arcades all the time. So then I learned that it's not just a home console. There's arcade cabinets with different video games in them. And I love playing like TMNT and The Simpsons and Tekken and Mortal Kombat. And I just fell in love. And I was like, I want to do this all the time. And whenever I can, play video games in whatever system, I want it. Like, I want to just spend my time doing that. Yeah, I was into drawing and music and all that other stuff as well. But video games really caught my attention in that aspect of, I want to learn more about this and how does this work, you know? So from there, I mean, I played different consoles at my friends' houses, different Nintendos and different Segas, like the Dreamcast and stuff like that. I was like, whoa, there's a better version of a Genesis. So
See, you're warming my heart here.
I have good memories of video games. I loved it all. The only thing I didn't really get into was the PC gaming aspect of things. When I did play that, it was just like Prince of Persia, I believe it was. It wasn't really anything else. Everything else was like little arcadey games and stuff, like pinball and silly things like that. But when it came to video games, consoles really stole my heart. Arcades really stole my heart. I was so intrigued. I wanted to know more. I wanted to play more. So, after that happened, I got into PlayStation. I started learning there's a difference and there's preferences with people when it came to like, oh, I like Sega better than Nintendo. So then they would go against each other and argue. And then I learned about PlayStation and that whole aspect. I saw the birth of Xbox. And my brother had that, and I was like, what is that giant console? Why is it so big and bulky? And look at this giant controller, Duke. And he wanted me to play Halo, and I was like, I don't know how to do this. I had to learn how to do first person, learn how to use the different joysticks, and then he would be like, run around the map, and I'm gonna shoot you. And then I fell in love with first person shooters after that, and I didn't get into the Xbox really myself into the 360. Then that's when I guess I so-called myself a hardcore gamer because I wanted to play everything and try everything, and I wanted to be competitive. And I was in clans, and I was doing like MLG a little bit, like little versus matches in Call of Duty 4. So it would be like a clan of female gamers that I knew going against different clan teams and stuff like that, and it was really fun. And I did a tournament or two in a store, like video game stores. Fun times.
Nice.
This is
Yeah.
good. This is why we ask. You know, you started with Nintendo, and I was like, hey, it's no wonder you're friends with Chris. But then you took that Sega path, and you know,
Sega took a hold of me.
She got more excited when she started talking about Sega, man. I was getting
Yeah, you're right. I mean, that's when I fell in love with gaming.
See?
Of course.
There you go, Myke.
Sonic is my favorite. I love Mario too, but Sonic immediately was like, you're gonna stay here. This is your home. And with the 360, like Gears of War took me by surprise. I never really liked that type of game, but Gears of War was so interesting to me. The storyline, the multiplayer, the characters, and then Part 2 came out and it had even Horde mode. So like I was playing Horde with friends and I was just like, this is really fun. And then every other game started copying that, like waves after waves of enemies coming at you. And I was like, wow, okay. And then 3 came out and it got even better. So I fell in love with the Gears of War franchise, definitely. Even though I like my first person shooters, I love my beat 'em ups with Streets of Rage. I love my fighters with Street Fighter all the way since the Sega, and I still love it to this day. Like I have my preferred like franchises and titles that I'll go out of my way and I'll pay full price for, or something like that, like Forza, you know. But overall, I like playing everything. Except for maybe RPG, MMO games. I love watching streamers, but I don't really play those.
Any
I
strategy?
can't get into it. Yeah, I can't. I've tried it too many times. I even tried Mass Effect. Everybody I know loves that game, and I can't get into it.
really?
Yeah.
Because I feel like Mass Effect is more well, depending on which Mass Effect you play, can be more action based than not.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
You could play like a third-person shooter, but it does have a lot of those RPG elements.
Yes, it does. It does, and that can weigh it down a little bit. I can kind of understand that.
Is that what you were worried about with the last Gears? Like before it came out, there was talk of it being more open. It might be have some RPG elements.
Yes, a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right about that. I was worried because I love the franchise how it is. So to see them saying or rumors saying that they're going to change a lot, I wasn't okay with that at first, but then obviously I gave it a chance and I love the story so much.
Yeah.
And the open world is really nice.
Yeah.
They just didn't fill it in very well.
Yeah.
They could have put so much more into that empty world. So I didn't like that aspect of it. But I was happy with the storyline. Was awesome. The multiplayer got better and better and better as they did updates. And I still play it to this day.
Yeah. And that's one thing too, like Halo Infinite. We hear kind of the same thing that it might be open world, live service. I'm not so much think that's going to be RPG or anything like that, but it might be a little bit more something to keep people engaged and exploring the world. So we'll see. It'd be interesting how they do that.
It's not bad when they add RPG elements to games, because I really enjoyed the first Destiny, and that had RPG elements in it, and I had so much fun with that.
Yeah.
And then they kept adding more and more in the new one, and I was like, ooh, I'm kind of lost. I don't know what to click on. There's too many menus. But overall, I get the gist of it. Like, I know how to change my armor and my weapons and level things up. But yeah, I don't mind when they add elements to RPG stuff in first-person shooters or anything like that.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, that's fair, and it does take us. I can kind of see that it does take it's a time suck too.
Oh yeah,
Probably the other issue. It's a huge time suck. So
But the
people
thing
love
about
that.
Halo, it has the lore though that like Destiny did it right when it first came out. So we'll see how they're able to use that lore into the world. If it is a big world, how they manage that.
Right.
Yeah.
I can't wait to try it. I'm really interested in the storyline. And obviously the multiplayer. That was really fun.
Yeah, and we'll definitely get into that. I didn't play, but I definitely look forward to hearing y'all's thoughts on that.
yes, we did. Yes, we did. So then, how did you get started? So you said you got started with making videos when you were 15.
No, 2015.
Oh, 2015. I'm sorry. For some reason, and see, you didn't correct me the first time I said that, so I said it wrong twice.
Oh, I didn't know you said it like that.
Because
We're
again,
paying attention to you.
suck as a host. So what got you started in making content and videos and stuff?
Okay, so I've been wanting to do that since the 360 days. I've been wanting to like share my thoughts and my gameplay and like make montage videos of cool stuff and things and gameplay. But I think it was 2015 or 2014 that my brothers were actually like pushing me to do content, because I used to talk their ears off. I was like, this company's doing this and they're publishing this and they also made this other game. And you know who's making that? He used to work for, Infinity War. So they used to be like, you should make videos. You have a lot of knowledge and you're just sharing it with us. And you should share it with people on YouTube or something. And I was like, yeah, but I'm very shy. And please don't go back to my videos back in the day. But I mean, some of them are still up. And I was so quiet and shy. And I didn't know how to like put into words anything regarding this awesome like gaming industry. Anything about games and describing how I feel about them. So it took me a while to learn how to make videos, to make content, to share my thoughts, to be more confident and speak loud and all that stuff. But it was my brothers. I think my brothers to this day who pushed me to make content, and they just said start small, do a little video or just share gameplay and talk about what you think about this company or Xbox or what EA's doing that you don't like. Just put it out there and see what people say in the comments, and you can talk to them about it too. So, yeah.
Nice. Awesome. And so that just rolled into what you're doing now. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I watch your videos, and they are what I like about it is, what you bring in is a great gaming acumen. Like you do know what you're talking about. Oops, sorry about that. You do know what you're talking about. You know the things that you're, because your gaming knowledge and your gaming experience is is right there as good as anybody's. And so, that's a big help, and a
Thank
big
you.
reason why why people gravitate to you, and why like I said, I love your videos because they're very easy to watch, and they're very informative, and
Thanks.
and have you thought about, I mean, obviously you're starting to kind of get into content here a bit with other people being on our show. I think you were where were you on first? Because I know we weren't the first
Yeah,
one.
You guys are the second because I love you guys, but
That's
I was
okay.
on-
It's okay.
I was on Girl Woman Gaming.
That's
I had
right.
to show
That's
the
right.
ladies
Eternal.
some love.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
okay.
Eternal's on there, yeah. So
Yep.
Yeah,
That's
Eternal
okay.
Shaddai was there. It was awesome having a chat with him as well.
He's an awesome guy too.
There goes YOBY. He showed
And
up.
there's YOBY.
There's a Yobi.
There's YOBY. Hey, YOBY, Retro Arcade Gamer was waiting for you.
Mad love to
Yeah.
YOBY.
He's awesome, man. YOBY
Yes.
he really is. He's a dear friend of ours. I tend to use the word brother a lot with people, but there's a reason for it. Guys like YOBY, very easy to call my brother because he's such a great guy.
Yeah, he's amazing.
He's
He's a
alright.
sweetheart.
He's always calling out to his mama, but he's alright.
Mama.
Real quick, back to Lady Fox. That talk about. I think back then when I first saw her was during the chats. I think Com's Corner.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember you and She Wolf did your y'all. What did y'all call it? Wolf Fox Den or it was Den?
Gaming Den.
Gaming Den.
Very
So-
close. Yeah.
But no, I mean, not just your knowledge of gaming, but you're just a humble, generous, and caring person, and that's another thing that people like. And you get along with a lot of people, like you were saying earlier.
Thank you.
And I've seen you in many chats, so I mean, you're just you're good people. So and that's what people like. We get enough of the toxicity in the gaming community, and you bring a bright spot, fun, positive to the gaming community. So
Yes, you
Thanks.
do.
I mean, to be completely honest, I'm also friends with some people that do console war stuff and they lean one way more towards the other, but like me and them are cool in the DMs.
Yeah,
Me and
yeah,
them
you don't-
are get along and not talk about this stuff, but it could
Yeah.
get very tiring. And that's why I go out of my way and I look for different podcasts with people with different opinions, not just everybody in the panel agreeing to Xbox being great and that's it, or PlayStation being great and that's it. I like listening to different things. People talking about PC and Switch and VR, even though I'm not interested in VR, it's nice hearing those things. So I do go out of my way. As much as I am friends with those people or those gamers, because they still are gamers at the end of the day, I like
Yeah.
listening to different opinions all around the board. And another reason why I enjoy your podcast on here.
That means a
thank
lot
you.
to us, and
Yeah.
when you started coming around, I was really happy for that because it's what we internally strive for, is to bring people who just love to game, and and don't get into that kind of stuff, and it tends to help us with our chat room. So people could come onto our chat room and feel. I hate to. I hate to sound sort of it's a safe place for people to come and talk games, right? You don't have to.
Agreed.
You don't have to
Yeah.
worry about the chat room kind of going nuts because we're talking. We're console warring and all that stuff. And
Yeah, you guys can get into retro. You guys talk about current, and nobody in the chat is bothered by it. It's very welcoming. I've been in that other the other side, and I felt like awesome. I could talk about Sega real quick and not have somebody that loves Nintendo so much talk about how Sega's dead or something like that. It's very welcoming in this chat room. I'm sure they
Oh,
feel
yeah.
the same way.
Well, because we all have our loves of systems, and especially back then. I mean, I was a Sega guy.
Hmm.
Chris was a Nintendo guy. Peter's a Commodore guy. We all have our things.
Yeah.
And
Oh
it's
yeah,
okay.
Commodore. She-Wolf didn't say. I mean, Lady Fox didn't say anything about Commodore growing up.
No. Did you see? I shed a tear.
I don't know what that is.
Oh my goodness.
Poor Peter.
Quick shout out to brother Niall, who I'm glad Niall's feeling better. He getting back to streaming for us here during the daytime. And man, if you had forgotten that LA Noire was a thing, Niall is rolling LA Noire for us. And man, that game has aged well. I'm not gonna lie. That I really enjoyed watching that today, and it reminded me that game was pretty damn good back when it first came out in the 360.
Yeah.
Too bad we never got like a sequel. Like
I know.
where they wanted to do more than just the facial capturing, but more the entire body and stuff. But
I know.
Yeah.
But maybe
That's Rockstar for you.
yeah.
Well, no, it was Team Bundy, right, or whatever it was.
Well, Rockstar published it.
Yeah, they
published it, but the studio itself, there were a lot of issues and
Yeah.
harassment and other stuff, and it fell apart.
But at least they got a good game out before they imploded.
Yes.
So I'll give it that. Oh, but Foxy, what a great. So where did the Lady Foxfire come from, and the that whole persona?
Where do I even start? Well, foxes are awesome. They're badass. Can't deny that.
No.
I love foxes and I love cats a lot, and now I love corgis even more. So animals are amazing. But I saw this movie back in the 90s. It was called Foxfire with Angelina Jolie, and it was about a whole bunch of angsty young women going through some real life issues. In the 90s. I think it was around school era or whatever. Like it was related to school, but also they weren't always in school. It was a badass movie. I thought it was really cool. I liked the name Foxfire. This is before I even knew that Mozilla was a thing. So everybody accidentally calls me Firefox, and I'm like, no, not that one. So I got my name from this badass movie, and I did use it for a while. I was like Blanca Fox because I have albinisms. I'm really white, so I went with Blanca because I also speak Spanish. So I was like, well, that's kind of complicated. I really liked it in the movie, so I'm gonna go back to that. So I had Foxfire for a while as a gamer tag, and then as I kept gaming and stuff, people thought I was a little boy because of my voice, and then I really wanted them to know that I was kicking their butt and I was a lady. I was very lady about it. Very ladylike. So I just put lady, and then I kept my gamer tag Foxfire, and it just sounded really cool. I liked it, and I've been using it ever since 2007. I've been using that. I believe. Yeah.
Cool.
Because of the clan and gaming against other people online and everything. So I went with that, and I really like it. So now it's everywhere. It's my brand. Even though people just call me Fox, I'm okay with that. I prefer that, honestly. People still call me Lady Fox or stuff like that. Hey, it's Dragon!
Oh my God, that thing showed up on your screen, and you are now a shade of
I'm blind now. Oh, wait. I'm already blind. That doesn't help.
That came on like a horror movie.
Yeah. I hate Dragon's TV with a $10 super chat. What's good to this awesome show? There's no Halo versus Battlefield Game Pass. Halo by Battlefield. Enjoy both and live, love, life. Facts. Bring your game, not your game. GUG support to be supported.
Bring your game and not your name. I love it. Brother Lemon in the house. man,
Oh no,
what
wait, you blinded me, brother.
oh man, blinded with his radiance. Oh, and another guy, man. Just first off, I love how he teleports into his chair like Star Trek. And he's in his chair. It's that right there is quality entertainment. And then just
Yeah.
man, the minute he starts talking, you just want to get up, grab a controller, and play something. Man is just, he exudes energy and positivity, and that super chat. I mean, that says it all right there. So, although no, I mean, there's a reason we're talking about it like Halo versus Battlefield, because we played them both, so we're there's obvious comparisons. So
Yeah.
And yes, you're right. Let's see. And what I was gonna tell you, Fox, was so I've called you Foxy, because that's what I've seen other people call you, and I'm like, all right, so she hasn't said stop calling me that, so
Oh no, it's nice. It's nice. I like
that's
it.
what I've been going with. But when you first said that, I almost thought, and it's backwards. I was like, maybe it's after the Clint Eastwood movie from the '80s, but that's Firefox. That's the
Right. You see?
Oh yeah.
that's back when.
You guys gotta
to
check out that '90s classic, Foxfire.
I was looking it up while you were talking about it, because I am a fan of Angelina Jolie, and man, she's
badass.
she is, and she's really young in this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah,
really young.
that was even before Hackers.
Yeah,
And I love that movie.
Wow.
I mean,
I
just
remember
looking
Hackers.
just looking at a picture, you almost can't tell which one is her, but I figured it out by her overly thick, crack-like lips. So, that's the only way I could pick her out of this picture on the front cover of the poster of the movie. That's how I figured it out.
Yeah, she's badass.
She's the short-haired one.
Yep.
Yeah. No, she is badass, and I like, no deference to what is her name? Hang on, I'm looking it up. I never even tried to pronounce her name. Who played Lara Croft? The most recent person that played Alicia Vikander. But Angelina Jolie was always Lara Croft to me.
I would say that's how I felt before, but now in the games, I always think about that voice actress in the games when I think of Tomb Raider or Lara Croft.
What's her name? Camilla Luddington.
Oh yeah,
was her
okay,
name.
there it is. That sounds familiar. I seen her in Grey's Anatomy, so I'm familiar with her.
Oh, I didn't
So
know
for
she was in
me,
Grey's
she's
Anatomy.
Tomb Raider.
I didn't know she was in Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah, she's a doctor.
Yeah, well, she plays one on TV.
Exactly.
So, but I mean, before Alicia Vikander took that role in the newer movies, Angelina Jolie was like the consummate Lara Croft for me, and
Understandable. Yeah.
she kicked ass in that movie too.
She did how many? Like 3 of them or 4 of them? I
I
forget.
think there were 2. There was Tomb Raider and then Tomb Raider Cradle of Life. Was there a third?
Maybe. I don't know. Could have been in my head. My
I would have been all
dreams.
right. I would have been all right with her in a third, but I don't think there was a third Tomb Raider, because I think the next Tomb Raider was the one that it was based on the remakes.
Okay.
So, all right. So, since we've gone an hour. It's what we do.
Oh,
we don't even
boy.
get to a topic for the first hour.
I gotta go.
It wouldn't be NLG if we didn't go an hour.
No, it
before.
wouldn't be. But it's always. But see, I love. Everybody always, and this is why I do it. Everybody always asks me when I'm on other people's shows about my gaming history, and they they know I was a game journalist, so they ask me all these questions, and I'm always telling stories and stuff. And I realized that, you know, I'm not the only one out there with a history, and it's great. It's great to learn about how people came up in gaming. That, you know, whether you started on Nintendo or you started back like guys like me on the Intellivision, Peter on the Commodore computer, and you know, it's always great to hear these stories and to find out more about the people we're talking to. It's great to talk games, but you know, if I could come out of a conversation knowing more about the people that I'm talking to and friends with and gaming with, it helps connect a little closer.
I agree. I agree. Especially if I say arcade, we were playing in the arcades, and they know what I'm talking about. I get a
Yes.
happy feeling.
Yeah.
If they don't know what I'm talking about, they're like, arcade.
Yeah.
What do you mean? I'm like, oh.
Oh, that's right.
Okay.
You're only 20 years old. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like I think it's cool that the kids nowadays, you know, how they can just interact and play with their friends right away. Nowadays, instant, but they did definitely have missed out on the days where, as a kid, you could go to the arcade. You know, my mom would give me and my brother $20. We'd go to the mall. She would still get her
Exactly.
hair done, and we would go to the arcade.
Yeah, exactly.
And I tell you what, that $20 went quick. So probably in like 20 minutes, and the rest of the time we're running around the mall looking for quarters and stuff like that. But
Yep.
you know, but it was just a great experience. And then even the convenience store. Yes, you know, we had Pong, we had Atari, we had NES at home, but there was many times we would find us at the convenience store down the road and go play. I remember when Street Fighter first came out, arcade, and then Mortal Kombat, you know, and it's just a great time. So it's something that most kids will never experience. But you know, I do. But one thing I do think is great is that now you can bring the arcade home by buying a one-up arcade.
Oh
You know, you
yeah,
can get some of
that's
the
right.
great. So I've been talking to the wife, and I think I might pick up X-Men, be the first one. I want the Star Wars one, but then I'm thinking about my wife and my daughter, and I'm like, you know, I want to play that with them. You know, we all enjoy X-Men, especially the old school cartoon with that great song. So.
Yeah.
So okay, all that laid down. Let's start talking some games. And what better way than to talk about the games that we were just testing out for these companies. So
Yeah, testing
Peter,
out. Good word.
Peter,
Yeah.
take it away.
All right, here's the topic: Halo Infinite versus Battlefield 2042.
Yeah.
I
So
want to be old and
That was something. You want to start with Halo first?
yes, because that's the video yes.
All right.
Had up. So
Thank
this
you.
was us.
Right
This
back.
was us playing. This was me and Peter and who else? Back played with
Back,
us,
yeah.
and then we'd get a rando in there with us. And oh, hold on. In Rosedale. Drinking Games with Josh was talking about the local arcade name of his, and mine, his was called Blazing Flippers. Mine was called Timeout, and it was at Golden Ring Mall. If you remember that, Josh, you remember Golden Ring Mall. You're definitely from Maryland. All right, so Halo. So this is the best I'm able to do here. What I did was, just so you see it, and you guys probably saw it while you guys were talking. I was kind of prepping this. I was trying to crop out. This is the stream that we did, and I was just kind of cropping out the
The
live
overlay
stream.
stuff. Yeah.
So
cool.
just trying to get the window. So the flight, the insider flight lasted 2 weekends. Are they doing something this weekend? Or is
Not
this
from what
it?
I know of. No.
Okay, so this might be it till December. And this was first weekend was a couple of maps of, I think we were playing Team Slayer and Capture the Flag. And then this past weekend, which I didn't get a chance to play, so I'm going to be looking at you guys for thoughts, was a big team battle. So we'll start here. So Foxy, you played both weekends?
No, I only played this last one.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
So let's start with the big team battle side. We'll obviously see
Well,
this while we're...
they still had both available. So I played Arena
Okay.
and I played Big Team. So it was awesome. All right, you want me to jump into it? All right.
Yes, let's go. Let's
wait,
go.
like, it's awesome. John.
You are right.
No.
That's all. Next topic. No.
Next topic.
You are our guest, and we want your thoughts first.
Okay, so I did make a video about Halo on my channel. Oh, I'm getting really bad feedback. Okay, I made a video talking about Halo and like a lot of my thoughts on there, but I'll try to condense it as best as I can. I wanted to get into the Insider for a while. I was waiting. They did send it to me, not this weekend, the weekend before that, but it was already during the weekend, so I couldn't jump in. I was with my family. So I did miss out on that one. If I would have looked at my email sooner, maybe I could have jumped into a couple matches, but I didn't, and so I missed out. But I had such a blast this weekend with Arena, with Big Team. Big Team, I believe, only had that one map. We played it over and over and over. I played it by myself. I played it with friends, and I played it with a full team of my friends as well. It was fun. It was awesome. I barely had any issues on the Xbox One. I did play on the Xbox One, by the way. I don't know if everybody in the chat has tried it on the One X, but it plays great. The only issue was, I got kicked out to the dashboard a couple of times, or black screen, and it would freeze. But other than that, the actual game was flawless. Like, it felt smooth. It looked great. There was no glitches. I played every match, from beginning to end, as long as I didn't get kicked out or anything like that. The sound was great. I really have issues sometimes when I'm playing and I don't even hear my gun shooting. I know that, it's betas or tech tests and we're testing that out for them, but for the most part, it's a little annoying. So I'm glad that it looked great and it sounded great as well. I'm really happy that they let me mess with the settings for accessibility stuff. So I made everything larger font sizes. I messed with the colors of my teammates and the enemies so I can see them better as well. That made me really happy. I smiled all the way through messing with the settings. And I'm glad that Xbox is doing that in general.
As am I. It's nice to see because, I also, anybody who follows our great brother Cerebral Paul, accessibility is a huge thing for him, and it's great to see that they're getting these games to a point to where anybody can play, and the more people in the pool, the better. That's how it works.
Yeah, and it's not an afterthought, it's like, oh, let's add some, color blindness to it, like last minute, but from the ground up, they thinking about accessibility and stuff. So that's great.
Yeah, those settings, those features, they were very detailed, and I liked it a lot. So when I wasn't playing Big Team, I was playing Arena, and that was really fun. I did a lot better on those maps, obviously, because they're smaller, less people, it's less crazy. And you do get vehicles here and there, but you don't have to worry about them too much. But yeah, I like Capture the Flag more than I thought I would. I haven't played Capture the Flag in a long time. Usually when I jump on Halo, I do like regular Slayer, or maybe I'll do Griffball or Infection or something like that, depending what I'm playing with my friends. But overall, I had a great experience with this tech test.
And by the way, I want to apologize to Mav. for this absolutely poor gameplay. I haven't been able to play Halo very much lately, so this is this is pretty indicative of how I played when I did gaming nights with them. So just I apologize in advance for the very Europe usually I know he's looking at this and going, "Oh my god, Myke still sucks."
He knew what he was getting himself into.
I know. See, I miss playing. I miss playing with Mav and the gang. It's hard because now that Mav is big time, his podcast goes till 1 a.m. and so they don't get started playing until then. And by that time, I'm in bed.
Yeah.
You should have played some team battle though.
So last weekend I had a band gig. It was very difficult. So I didn't get home until close to 11. And I just crashed. So.
It was so much fun, 12 people in a party and stuff. It's just...
Yes, pure mayhem. Can't hear everybody
mayhem,
properly.
It's like...
Well,
it's just fantastic. Win or lose, you'll have a good time.
Well, and I tend to like those better. When Halo 5 came out, I was much happier playing big team battle than I was playing the regular modes, with the exception of capture the flag. I do like capture the flag because and I like the I like this mode. I like the zone games where I'm not a great shot, and there's no there's just no I don't have 25 hours a day to play, so I'm more of a support player while everybody else is kind of holding down the fort. I'm sitting in there, contributing to capturing the zone.
Right, you want the objective.
Right, I go and help get the objective. If I, when I'm backed into a corner, I can kill somebody when need be. I die definitely more often than not, but when I'm in this kind of game, I'm much more effective than I am in Slayer, Team Slayer. Although I do like Griffball too. I do like that. I can run with that skull.
Yeah, that's fun.
I'm good at that, but otherwise, as you can see here, I'm just not very good. So it takes a lot to admit that.
That's why we support Peter. He's the one
that's
that
right.
carries us.
That's right.
I suck just as much. So.
Hey, look at this. I couldn't even kill that guy. Although I did light him up. Like an entire clip, and he just stood there.
Oh man, he just ran away.
Yeah. Oh, and then I ran
like
into
a few
this
times. Is like me and Crazy One were playing, and like we were both lighting him up, and both threw grenades at a guy, and you see his whole armor lighting up, and we could not kill him, and he turns around, and then that person turns around and kills us both with like what seems like single shots. It's like, whoa, what's going on?
And that's the problem that I have overall, and it seems to happen to me in all FPSs. So it's not me. I know it is me. I know I complain. Oh, it's got to be the game.
It's me, but it's not me.
It's me. I just don't. I don't end up having the time to practice all the time. So that's why a game like Big Team Battle, and when we do talk about Battlefield 2042, I did like the premise. I like those big open games for a reason. And one of my favorite types of games to play were always like the Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter games. Where there was strategy to it, and I could hide behind things and peek out and shoot. Running and
very
gunning.
Tactical.
Yeah, I can't run and gun. I just can't.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and you see people like jumping, like bunny rabbits all over the place, and it's like.
Well, what control schemes do you guys play on? So Foxy, what's your favorite control scheme for an FPS, especially like Halo?
Well, I usually don't mess with anything much, honestly. I like the way it's already set up. I know that with Halo, it's changed a lot throughout the years, though. But if it's as close to COD as possible, I like that. I feel like that's really comfortable for me. But
Okay.
I know not every game's like that.
All right. I'm a bump. I call it the bumper jumper. Well, they call it bumper jumper. It's where your jump is on the left button, so that I
Oh.
could turn while I'm jumping. Not that that helps me any. What about you, Peter?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
Yeah,
Oh,
using
you
my
should
Elite
try it.
controller. So I have like, on the right side, I have like jumping, or either right or left. Jumping, and the other one is melee. So I have to
Yeah, I like
push in a
melee on
stick.
the right. Yeah, I like that. I miss my Elite controller. I need to get a new one.
I like having melee on the stick. Click. I do like that.
Mhm.
But yeah, try it. So it's you could and in Halo it is called bumper jumper. I learned about it in Halo 2 actually, where a lot of people by default A is jump, but
Right.
to hit that you got to take your thumb off the right stick. So it's the closest thing you have to how mouse and keyboard players play, where they'll have jump on a mouse button, and while they're midair, they can turn, they can spin.
Mm.
So what bumper jumper does with the controller, and I got a PC controller that kind of looks like a PlayStation controller, but when you're using demos with Myke, when you're using a face button to jump with, you have to take your thumb off the stick to jump. So putting it on the right button, you can move and you can jump, and while you're jumping you can keep moving and fire. And so it's as close to being able to use like a mouse and keyboard setup to move, and to kind of jump around people and spin around them to get them as possible. I'm still not good at it. It doesn't help, but at least it gives me some more freedom over movement.
Right. You feel more comfortable with it, even if you're still
Yeah.
need practice or anything like that. With any game, by the way, any game, it doesn't matter if it's like Halo. We've played how many years of Halo? This is a new Halo, right?
Mhm.
It has new features. It has accessibility stuff that we could mess with the controller. The gameplay does feel a little different, even if it's very similar. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you're still learning new maps. You're still learning new weapons. You need to practice with any game. So I understand when people are like, "Oh, I'm really good at this," or I'm not good at Halo, and right now, it's okay. We all need practice. It's a new game, even if it's a existing franchise.
You do, because I know a couple community game nights, and we do Master Chief Collection, right? And some people already have their setups, right? They already know certain guns and this and that, loadouts, and I just jump into plans. So I don't do all that. So I definitely struggle. And I'm like Myke, I'm not really good at this, but I have fun. And sometimes I have good moments. But I definitely, I can't remember. What's the default? I do a lot of jumping. I do a lot of, when I get close, I think the right joystick, if you push down right, you do the melee.
Yeah.
Isn't that? And then they, of course, always zone a grenade before I die. So, which I die a lot. But
What?
But it's
What did
funny
you
when
guys?
play. Huh?
No, go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
I was gonna ask, what did you guys think of the time to kill? Because I saw a couple people on Twitter complaining about it, but I didn't feel like I had a hard time killing the enemy in front of me. Obviously, you have to take their shields down first before you kill them. And I feel like a lot of people were complaining about time to kill was taking too long or anything like that. And I just was wondering what you guys thought about that.
I think it was all right as long as there's no crossplay.
You talking about PC?
Yeah.
It seems like they
Yeah, but
even if they're playing with a controller, I still feel like the game glitches more than when it's with PC crossplay.
I don't know if it's as much glitch as it is. They are much more accurate.
Well,
Than,
that too, but it seems like just it's it seems like it favors netcode on a PC more than on a console.
Interesting that you say that because I tried it on PC as well as, like I said, the One X, and I had more issues with the game on the PC. I did feel like my character was heavier. I didn't feel like it was as smooth. I did have a lot of glitches within the game, and I'm not talking about like getting kicked out of the game or freezing. I'm talking about actually running around and then being teleported back to where I was just running through. And I was like, whoa. And I know that that could link with your connection, the Wi-Fi or anything like that, but I didn't have any of those issues over on the console side. So I thought that was really interesting that I had more issues on the PC side of things. It did feel really bad at first, but after messing with the settings and fixing like the frame rate and stuff like that, lowering the resolution, it did play a little bit better, but still had more issues than the console for me. And I did play with a controller, Xbox One controller. I didn't use mouse and keyboard. I can't do it.
I can't.
mouse and keyboard players,
Yeah,
man.
me neither.
The mouse and keyboard players, if they're that good, they are very they're much more precise than controller players. They just are. I mean, it's you have such control over your movement, at least your viewing movement. Now, obviously, moving your character is typically keyboard. So that's that's a move or not move. But when it comes to using your mouse to control your reticle, that is much more accurate. So and
See, they need to
remember,
create
I played
have a controller for your left hand and then a mouse in your right. And you have the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure games let you do that.
So Indy says it's down to each individual skill, but I will tell you from experience, because I was a PC gamer for a long time before getting back into consoles, and on the Dreamcast I had the mouse and keyboard connector.
Ooh,
when
classic.
the playing field is level, when the skill level is level, the mouse and keyboard has an inherent advantage because of the control you have over the mouse. It just does. And my experience was, I remember this very well. Doom 3. Doom 3 Arena for the Dreamcast. I was unbeatable because I played with a mouse and keyboard. And everybody else was like, literally, people could not turn around fast enough to shoot me. But if someone was following me, I could literally just twitch around and kill them. But other people couldn't do the same to me. They had to turn and, because they only had so much movement with their stick. Whereas I had movement across my desk, with the mouse. It just, all things being equal, you have an advantage built into a mouse for aiming. You just do. Now, can you get over that with being a higher skilled person than a PC guy? Absolutely. I'm not saying you can't. If I was a guy who played 25 hours a day, I might be able to get around that. But when I'm up against people that I know are on my level, if they've got a mouse and I've got a controller, they've got an inherent advantage, and I have to be the one to work around that, not the other way around. That's all I'm saying in that sense.
Yeah, I could agree with this. I played Gears against PC, and when I am on my good days, I'm doing awesome. I don't feel like the PC gamers are doing extremely they're not messing the whole team up. They're not single-handedly messing everyone up, even if they keep their distance and they're sniping, because that is a big advantage. We still win. Like, I don't feel like just because they're on PC they're better or anything like that, because I practice on Gears all the time. And I'm not saying I'm the best Gears play, but when I'm doing really well for a whole week or a whole night of matches that I'm winning a lot, I feel very confident and I'm like, okay, I'm just doing awesome. I'm on my game, right? So I don't feel like the PC immediately as they walk into the lobby, I'm screwed, you know?
And right. So if you are a higher caliber player than those folks, then yeah, absolutely.
Right.
If you come across people in the same skill level as you, again, you have to work around. You have to compensate, not them, and that's kind of what I'm getting at. You have to be
Right.
the one to try to be the better skill level, which you need to do anyway for a lot of things, but you start off behind the 8 ball, and you have to rely on hoping to just brute force be better than them. So
Now, Xbox has the with controllers. If you play with controllers, don't you have a little aim assist where they try to even it out to people on mouse and keyboard and
Yeah, you could toggle that on or off.
yeah, there is
Yes.
aim assist. There is aim assist.
And I think I read somewhere that some people on PC were saying that they needed to tweak it down a little bit because people on controller had a little bit of advantage or stuff like that. Or, I don't know.
It's
I
ridiculous.
also read that
I know, yeah.
that they turned that raise down from previous Halos. So
Yeah. And if I saw in the controls when we were going through the control schemes on here, there is a mouse and keyboard option for this for the Xbox.
Yeah.
Right.
So if you want, that get yourself a mouse and keyboard, and then you could even, that could be your equalizer. So
But like Tim mentioned connection as well. Like there's so many factors. that go into
absolutely.
this.
So connection,
mouse
I
and
would-
keyboard because of the hardware, or like the game skill. Like it's so many factors that go
Yeah.
into it. At the end of the day, what matters is that you're having fun or you're putting your time into practice enough that you feel like you're good at the game.
Mm-hmm. Well, it does get
yeah,
discouraging,
that's probably
though.
most of it. If you practice
Yeah.
it, if this is the only game you play, or the majority of your time, then you're inherently better than somebody who plays this,
Casually, yeah.
casually. So
Right.
Yeah.
I would like to see some better matchmaking in that way. I remember, you guys remember when
True
Xbox
skill?
Live was when Xbox 360's Xbox Live was coming out, and they were talking about this kind of skills-based matchmaking, and it never really came to fruition. I really wish they had kind of worked on that more and gotten that to a point to where you could get matched up with people in your skill level.
but you know
because-
what? A lot of people, the better players, are complaining because they like to shoot fish in a barrel.
Yeah.
Right.
Because their reason is like, I don't want every game to be a marathon or the Olympics or something. It's like,
Right.
but then it's like when you think about the lower skilled players, they don't want to have a marathon or the Olympics each game either. So
no, and at the
why
same time,
should they be all grouped together? And
right.
some other games is like, the better you are and the more you play, the better weapons you get. So you always have more advantage than people who are just starting out and are not very good.
Right. And that can be your biggest discouragement. It's like, all right, well, why am I going to keep playing this? Is all I'm going to do is get my ass kicked. What's the point? There's getting good, and there's getting just so,
discouraged.
You're right. Just getting your ass kicked so much because you
Yeah.
can't get to that level. So for me, I'd rather play against people I'd rather play against other casual guys. Put me in rooms with other folks that were the weekend warriors, right? because
Mhm.
I, at the very least, I may still not come up with a great KD ratio, but at least I feel like I'm having fun and I'm enjoying myself. And you know, when I'm just constantly, and when it's the same 2 or 3 people that are these these pro guys that just all they do is just follow me around and kill me so they could get their KD up. That makes me not want to play the game. And that's the shame of it, because you see the work that's put in here, and I of the 2 games that we've beta tested, I mean, I've always enjoyed playing Halo. You know, and I've always enjoyed having fun with guys. We would play with Mav and Caitlin, Lady AF, and 3-Bit. And 3-Bit was a pro player. And even there, I'd get some kills on him and I'd feel good about it. I could hang with those guys. Lupa played with us, and Cyber Gunter, and these were all guys. We played on Friday night, and Mav was really good. Like Mav was really good. Mav is really good.
Better than us too.
Yeah, Mav is a lot better than us, but at least with Mav, I was able to hang with these guys enough that I got better playing against them because I could hang with them and improve my skill. I run around these maps with these guys that just do nothing but find me and shoot me, and I have no chance. I can't get better that way. And so then I just don't want to play. I think that's what I'm talking about more than anything. That's where skill level is way out of balance. And then you take a high skilled person, stick them on a mouse and keyboard, and then, well, there's just no chance. So, that's right. See, Josh, we're all old guys. See, us old guys. So, and I play Halo against my puppets and still manage to lose. Brother Pong is in the house. What is up? What's going
Awesome,
on,
dude.
man?
Now, I
See,
will
we're
say,
talking
when I was younger and first, started playing Halo and Gears and Call of Duty.
And Brother Invader, Brother Invader's in the house too. Our Gaming Users United Guild brother from TXR on Sunday nights. Sorry, go ahead, Chris.
No, I just, back then I was a little bit more competitive, with my friends, and we're playing against other people. But, and that, I've had good moments since that, but I'm not, I've never really been good at FPS. I've always had, I don't know why, I guess a slower reaction or whatever. Just, the skills not there. I don't really play a lot. But Halo and these games are more fun when you play with friends, like we do when we play with Mav and
Agreed.
Yeah, like
I'm not
community nights and
worried
stuff.
about. I'm not worried about being the best. I'm just there having fun, joking around, and like you said about like 3-Bit. It was fun if I got at least one kill on him, and then I could kind of like brag about it, right? Just
right.
So but
and then he'd start playing
again,
for real.
Even though we play and I'm having fun, but at the same time, it does get a little frustrating because if you don't play enough, you don't unlock certain things. You don't figure out, you learn the maps or learn the right loadouts for certain maps or so on, right? So you do have to play a little bit more. Yes, it's all about having fun, but you do have to play and practice, like Lady Fox said, to get a little bit better about it.
Learn where the weapons spawn.
Yeah.
Learn the map.
And I used to do that back in the day when I played one, but
agreed. Same.
Yeah. So there is an advantage of being on PC, whether the connection speed, the FPS, they have a little bit higher. Sometimes PC gamers are playing on a smaller, better, smaller screens, right? I've heard some people say that they play better playing on smaller computer screens than people playing on big TVs. Like they're able to focus more.
Me.
Yeah.
You just described me.
Yeah.
I feel that way.
So many things, variables that go into it. But I think I hear a lot of people complain about crossplay. it would be nice to have an option. I think there is. Someone was saying that you can go into the Xbox to turn off crossplay. But I don't mind it because, you know, you have friends who are on PC. I think having crossplay, you know, you can co-op with more people on multiple devices. And I think over time, you know, the Xbox they're able to work on that behind the scenes on tweaking this and that to make it a little bit more of a fair playing field for both. Because I think there have been some tournaments where a console controller player has beaten mouse and keyboard. Maybe not as much. I think you count the total, but it's getting there. It's getting better, and the only way for it to get better for the crossplay is you just have to have it there, you know. And hopefully over time it just gets better, and they listen to feedback. So I think there was a lot of complaints at first with Qeorge, right, Lady?
Yes.
Lady Fox. But I think over time they've gotten better.
Well, what was
Yeah,
it with
but-
the arcade mode and stuff? That was always like mandatory crossplay, right?
Yes.
And that's bad. That was
Yeah, if
not,
people
not,
are
not a
comfortable
good.
with that, you should always have a toggle to take that off. I mean, Sea of Thieves went through that as well. That Sea of Thieves, people were getting raided or like attacked a lot with PC gamers, and they were sniping from far, far away, and they have really good accuracy, and people just wanted to toggle it off because they didn't feel comfortable, they weren't having fun. It's always good when they add that option. That's all that people want. I don't mess with it, honestly. I don't mind it. I don't feel that much of a difference, but some people just want to turn it off for that peace of mind.
Well, I think it was really prevalent and during the Sea of Thieves debacles. That was really when, you know, you could definitely tell a difference. And
Yeah.
You know, to get to that again, you know, Peter and, you know, our buddy Crazy Juan, these guys are pirate legends. So skill
And have been for a long time.
and have been for a long time. So the whole idea of skill went right out the window with PC when PC started playing. Because again, these guys could whip around and you know, they could kill you with their swords and guns before you even had a chance to turn your guy around.
Yeah, and there were also issues with like load speed and stuff on PC was much faster. Like, they would kill us when we were still loading in. We were still on a black screen, and they were already like start killing you. And
then until
and then with a whole bunch of macros that they have access to, so it's like
right, the macros,
double gunning, and a whole bunch of other stuff.
I remember one time, I think I was there with you, Peter, and Juan, and Nate, and this one ship. You could tell they were PC, and all of a sudden they started shooting like hundreds of
that too.
cannons.
Like the amount of cheaters out there is like.
Yeah, that's the worst part.
That's the worst part.
Those are the ones that Rare likes to showcase, though, because you know they get the views.
But you know, there were times when we were able to take any of those guys that we knew they were on PC, but when it came down to it, we were better players than they were.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you know.
But they only knew one thing to do. You know, as soon as you're behaving differently than what they expect, they're like, they have no idea what to do.
Right, you've confused them.
You confused them. It's like, wait.
No, but you know, to get back to the actual flight, because I know we veered off into why Myke hates PC. You know, so your guys' overall thoughts of the flight test as a whole, and how that fits into your expectations to when this thing launches.
I think it's great. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's really polished when it comes to the multiplayer. from my experience.
Yeah, it looks good. Plays well. It's smooth most of the time, except to the last game that I played on Big Team Battle. It's like the graphics were all goofy. I got like black and green squares that popped in and out occasionally. That was like kind of weird.
Thankfully, I didn't see that. You don't see any of that in the video here.
No.
I will say, man, that the frame rate was rock solid. This was a highly polished experience. I absolutely agree there. From a presentation standpoint, highly polished.
I mean, you still have how 2 more months, right?
You've got 2 months.
A good month and a half, maybe.
I wouldn't be surprised if they do another tech test with more people, maybe another open one. And maybe it's on the November 15th, maybe the anniversary date or something like that.
Ooh.
That would be nice.
Even if
So we
it's even if they don't log any data that they need and just
Yeah,
give us
just open
the
it up
joy
for the
of,
fans.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it would be a nice little hype day, exciting day, and then everybody will be ready for the following month.
Yep. Well, except those of us who want to play co-op campaign, but that's we won't talk. We won't talk about that.
You can
Me
do that. You have to
too.
watch me on Twitch. You can do co-op.
Right. Peter, turn left. Peter, turn right. Shoot.
Shoot.
On top. Yeah, I wish they had co-op. I want to play it with my younger brother. He's a bigger
See?
Halo fan than I am. He knows more about the lore.
See, I'm not the only one. Thank you,
Yeah,
Foxy.
I was
I'm not the only
disappointed with that, but I am excited for the game overall.
one. No. Well,
But
we
at least we
always
know
play
it's
the
coming. It's
multiplayer.
not like
Yes.
cut out saying like, hey,
right,
we
exactly.
sorry, we don't do
Sorry.
co-op campaign.
It's like Django. I'm like with Django too. All the Halos, I've always played the campaign solo myself,
Because you're a
Yeah.
snob.
and then I'll play with friends after.
You're a Halo campaign snob.
I am.
Co-op is the way to go.
It's just me and
That's
Master
right.
Chief and Cortana. I don't care about
Hey.
anybody else.
So
He
you
doesn't-
didn't play Reach and ODST? Because I don't remember
Oh, no,
Master
no.
Chief
No, you're
being
right.
there.
No, but I thought about them when they.
Oh, okay.
Our brother
Yeah,
Jeepers is in the house. What's up, Jeepers?
Noof!
And brother Noof came back from his motorcycle ride. His motorcycle made by Schwinn.
That was Huffy.
Oh.
I will say, now of course I didn't play. Not that I didn't want to, I just didn't. But I will say, from watching everybody's gameplay, it looks quicker than Halo 5 and Halo 4 multiplayer. Y'all felt that way? Like just the whole gameplay was just quick movements and everything, or?
No, not with Halo 5. I feel like Halo 5 is faster. On top of the fact that they have little boost features that you can dodge, that you could shoulder charge people. I feel like overall Halo 5 is a little bit faster, but this one felt just as smooth and just as fun, even if I didn't have those things that they had on 5. It took me a while to get used to it. It took me a couple matches because I was accidentally trying to do those things. But overall, it felt really good.
I would say it's faster than 4, but 5, and Indy said it too. 5 was pretty fast.
Yeah, it was.
5 was pretty quick. I put this probably about that, but here's the other thing too. We were playing this on a Series X. It was kind of smooth as butter too, so that had a lot to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember. I am pretty sure Halo 4 originally on the 360 was only 30 FPS.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
And it felt like COD with armor. That's what it felt like
Yes.
to me.
Yeah,
Wow.
whereas this doesn't. This feels more like Halo.
Yeah.
and especially when you start grabbing, when you start grabbing the battle rifle, or my two favorite guns are the battle rifle and not the spiker. What the hell?
Grapple?
Oh, damn it! With the with the pink
The hammer?
darts. No.
The Needler?
Needler. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good lord, we're almost at 11 o'clock. My brain starts to shut down about now. The Needler. So, yeah, yeah. Play some Doom first; they'll feel like slow motion in comparison. So I agree with that. Titanfall is faster than Halo until you get into a mech, of course. But
Yeah.
and I'm glad that Halo didn't go, and others aren't going that route of I know people don't like the clamber in Halo. They don't like being able to reach up and clamber onto surfaces, but that to me is not the same as just jumping from wall to wall and stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, because News says Titanfall is his favorite FPS game now. I love the traversal in Titanfall. I love the traversal. I've always loved the traversal. But don't pick on me, Andy, it's late. But I'm glad that Halo didn't try to copy that.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Do we lose?
Yeah,
Foxy?
Halo feels like maybe.
Oh,
Halo
maybe.
felt like Halo, just like
Lady?
I'm still there.
Okay.
very improved.
I agree. I agree.
It's kind of what you remember it, but when you go back to those older games, it's like, they're never as great as you remember it. And this is like, yeah, it's good stuff.
That's right, the pink dart gun. That's what we're gonna call it from now on, Andy. So, given a choice, I do like Titanfall's non-mech combat a little bit better, simply because, again, I am really good at the traversal in Titanfall, and it's fun to do that. But Halo will always have some, a special pink fart gun, my secret weapon.
But Titanfall, the netcode is so tight. It's one of the
Yes, especially the
size
original.
one. I mean, it's like, you feel your kills are counted. Your
Yes.
shots.
Yeah, I was always able to hang with people in Titanfall.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what's up, Lance?
Brother Lance. All right, so we go from Halo, that flight test, to
the not
what
Halo.
is to the not Halo. To hey, let me pull up. I gotta get the
That's a
YouTube.
mama.
Yes. Don't kick the baby. All right, hold on. Let me grab the link.
We go from a great tech test beta experience to a not so great.
Yeah, right. Right.
To a crazy, buggy, hot mess of a beta in Battlefield.
To a what
This
the hell
Battlefield,
happened?
Was this the first beta test?
This is
yes.
This is
Yeah, this is the
open
first beta.
platform.
Even though I heard a couple people that have messed with the alpha, and they said this is pretty close to that. That's pretty bad to hear.
That's not good.
Yeah.
Or even worse than the alpha. I heard some people say that too.
Oh,
It's
really?
like,
Dang.
So,
Yeah.
what was the original date Battlefield was going to be released? And then
October, right?
No.
Yeah, I thought it was supposed to be this month.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
and then
But-
they delayed it to November.
Yeah.
True.
And now, so before we talk about this, I do want to point out, let me get hold on. There you go, we'll get into it. I do want to point out that DICE said that the build that they used for the beta is a few months old.
And
Now-
that's what Halo was too. Remember when they
Yeah.
showed
Yes.
it? And everybody's
For
like,
the most
oh,
part.
delay.
Yeah, for the most part, betas are usually months behind. Like, only demos are more current.
I don't
in my opinion.
understand that either. Why wouldn't you, if you're going to open beta, use the most recent build you have? Because that's what
Yeah.
you really need to test.
Agreed.
You know,
Well, yeah. I mean, there's certain, it kind of depends. But, what you risk when you have like a very old build is, people's impressions are not that great. So people are canceling their pre-orders because they don't like what they've seen. I mean,
Right.
you don't want that to happen.
no. Have a great night, brother Indy. Love you, man. Well, and the problem is that there's so much bugginess, and that people who don't understand, you got to remember that most open betas are just simply demos. So Nick was just, and welcome Nick. Nick is saying, and Nick, who, if you've known me for any amount of time and have heard me, and Chris and Peter have backed me up on this, I've always called open betas basically sales demos.
Mm-hmm.
The hey, buy my game, the buy my game build. But the downside is when you're using an older build, you could talk a gamer out of wanting to buy the game. And when that happened last night, in fact, it was so bad that even here in the control scheme, I was trying to find like the bumper jumper. I couldn't. And when I changed the on foot buttons, it actually was changing the sticks. So you didn't even have the options right. This was, well, I'll get you guys first. So Foxy, have at it.
Oh boy. Okay.
Where to start?
Well,
Where
yeah,
do you even
exactly. Where to
start?
start? It
Where
was
to
a hot
start?
mess. I was really looking forward to this. Halo and Battlefield are my most anticipated games now that Life is Strange is out, and that was amazing. So I wanted my shooters to be really fun, and I was seeing which one am I going to play with my friends more. I can't wait to try these games out. I want to see the new stuff. And I won this game in a giveaway as well. So like, I don't want to complain too much because I'm grateful, but I also want to give proper feedback. And on my experience with Battlefield beta on the 1X, it's really, really bad. I've gotten kicked out many of times. Even like repeatedly within the same match I'm trying to play and join back into with my friends, I'll get kicked out again. I don't really like the settings in the menu very, very much. The weapons feel fine when I shoot them, when I'm running around and stuff. But when I'm trying to add scope and the grip, that's really annoying. I don't like that little menu.
That's horrible. It's like,
it
I
sucks that
liked
it's
the
only
menu.
in game.
I liked the menu because I could switch stuff while I was moving. I did like that.
True.
but it's so it's super big.
That's
It's
true.
just so
I don't like
clunky.
I don't like it because it's giant. No, I don't.
First, I
mind
was
the way
using directional pad to change it, like
Yeah, I was trying
like,
to do that too.
It's like, what the
Yeah.
heck?
that whole little UI for changing your weapons, it's horrible. They need to fix that. But it's cool that you can change it on the fly. I do like that. But I did find a couple bugs with it. So like if I would put my scope to the red dot and I would go down to put a grip, it would move my scope to the ACOG scope. And I'm like, I don't want that. So I had to fix it multiple times. And while you're doing that, you can get shot. While you're doing that, somebody can see you standing there. It's pretty bad. I know that later on they're going to add it to the regular menu, so you can change your stuff before you jump into the match.
That would be good.
So that's fine. But it is cool to see it during match in case you do want to change your scope from the ACOG to the red dot and stuff like that. That helps with distance and accuracy. So I don't mind it, but I did see some issues, some bugs. I didn't like the way the controls, like the buttons for those features are at all.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Although I will, and you'll see
I don't
it
like
here.
the way you throw grenades. The way you
No,
throw
I don't
grenades
either.
is so dumb.
You have to pick the grenade and then throw it, and yeah, I didn't like that at all.
Oh,
At
that's
that
that's
point,
why I
I
never
don't want
threw
to
a
throw a grenade
grenade.
anymore.
Couldn't figure it out.
I want
Now-
to be able to use the bumper where the accessory and ability to change
Right.
your your things are. It's really bad.
Yeah.
I don't like the connection issues that I'm having with the game in general. But so far the game just feels okay. It doesn't feel amazing. It feels kind of bland at the moment. I am having a lot of visual issues with the screen, whether it's
you'll
too
see it.
bright or it's too dark.
Have you
Or
ever had
if
it one
I'm getting,
pixel? You turn one pixel to the right, and the lighting changes like super bright. You change it to one pixel to the left, and then it's like super dark again.
yeah,
And
it affects my eyes because I have
Yeah.
I'm legally blind, so I have issues with my sight as well. So that doesn't help. While I'm playing, I am very sensitive to light. As you guys saw, when he was doing the super chat, I got blinded by yellow light.
Well, that's just
But-
because it was really light, really
Yeah.
bright. Orange.
I know.
he left
but-
like a message, like a super chat that was like super long too. So
Yeah.
It was giant. But
and in
in
caps.
general, I don't like that while I'm trying to play, while I'm trying to look at enemies, and then I'm being blinded by little things here and there, glitches. There's lots of glitches in this game. People
Mhm.
floating, bodies
Mhm.
in the air, bodies twitching on the floor or anything like that, or sliding through the ground. I mean, it's really crazy. I'm really surprised they decided to release this to open beta. If they would have left it as a closed beta, I would understand. They need the feedback, but to open it up to everybody tomorrow, I don't think it's a good idea.
yeah, and also like sometimes like bullets would just go through people and not even registering. It's
Yeah,
bad too. It's
Happened
like,
to me as well.
oh my goodness.
I'm
Like I play like sniper most of the time, and it's like oh my goodness, what happened?
Yeah, I
There's
noticed it
multiple-
before with the sniper that you shoot right through them. And I know there's bullet drop. It's always been like that in Battlefield, but when you notice it, they're right there.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty
There-
bad.
I had this issue where I would be right up next to somebody. The reticle is right on them. I unload an entire clip, and it's almost like the bullets just go around them. It's just
Yeah.
like
Or you
G.I.
get a little
Joe.
hit marker.
like
Yeah.
like we're playing G.I. Joe or Transformers, and they just never hit.
Yeah.
But then the guy shoots me twice, and I'm dead. No, that's where I had a problem.
I think
You know.
enemies are hard to see. Remember, we had issues with like spotting vehicles and other stuff. It's like, once you got killed and it shows you the little silhouette around it, the color thing is like, we never saw that vehicle or that tank or
No, or sometimes the person, like where
the
were
person. It's like, yeah.
Yeah. I even had a hard time figuring out if I actually killed somebody that was far away, and I was like, okay, cool. They're just standing there, so I'm gonna tap my gun, so I'm not spraying all over the place, right? I'm just tapping it a little
Yep.
bit, and then I can kill them. And it took me a second to realize, oh, I did get him, because it didn't give me a clear indication on screen that you got the kill. It was like a little skull, and then I saw my name on the side of the screen that said you killed this person, and I was like, oh, okay, let me go move on now. It took me a second. I'm not really liking the UI very much. I would like to change my settings on my controller a lot. It's not comfortable at all.
The controller settings are they're non-existent. Like they're just
Yeah.
totally non-existent.
But what they did have was the option to turn off crossplay.
This is true. This is true. And
But at one point, like we were both flying, you were flying and I was or driving, and I was sitting next to you on the gun, and my screen was going like
Oof.
was bouncing all up and down. It's like I couldn't shoot straight. It's like, oh my goodness, bad.
one of the things I will tell you, and I don't know if you noticed this, Foxy, and you may see it in the video. You may see it soon in the video. The one thing I did like about the scope is that you could switch back and forth between the laser sight and the scope.
Right.
And that was cool.
Yeah, I did mention that. That is very cool and handy to have. I just would like it to have a different setting for me to choose those accessories. Rather than the left bumper, I do not like that. I would like to have grenades back where they belong.
I would like to have grenades too.
Yeah, and if you want to mess with the D-pad so it could do accessory stuff, I'm okay with that as well.
Well,
like I said, I don't mind that you mess with your settings while you're in game. As long as you have a nice hidden spot, you can mess with your guns and then go out in the field again.
Right. Now, to be fair to that, that's the Gears of War style, where if you remember your grenades, your grenades were a D-pad move. You had to because it was part of your arsenal. So
yeah, it flows in Gears. It's something they've had for a long time, except for in Judgment. But in Battlefield, it's never been like that, from what I know. So it throws me off. And I've been playing Battlefield for a long
also
time.
In Gears, that's how you change your weapons then too, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So everything is down there. So that
everything is on the D-pad. Right.
Yeah.
I would be okay if grenade was like a double tap of the weapon switch. I'd be okay with that. Typically you have your dual weapons, and then, if you double tapped or if you held down your weapon switch and that turned to your grenade, because then it's in your mind that, hey, okay, it's part of my arsenal. I can switch to it. And then as soon as I throw, I can switch back to my other weapon. I'd be okay with that.
It feels a little old school, but sounds better than what they have right now.
Look, that's so big.
I know that I see it now. It is big.
Yeah,
but I like it. See,
yeah, I don't mind it. Like, I'm visually impaired, so it helps me. it helps me a lot. But I don't like the way you mess with the settings. It's like, what? Yeah. I have to add the scope with my Y and the grip with A, and it was like, what? Why can't I just use the D-pad that I'm already on? Like, I don't understand.
I like really having it on. I do like having it on the face buttons and not on the D-pad, because then you can at least do that while you're moving. So while you're ducking for cover, you can make those switches. I do like that. There are many things about the premise of the game that I like. I'm a big, so just like with Big Team Battle, I'm a big fan of these big open battlefield spaces.
Oh, yes.
Where I feel like I've got a chance. This gave me, honestly, it gave me some Ghost Recon type vibes.
But the map is so big, though. I felt like I was like running a marathon, like trying to find an enemy, and if you finally find somebody and you get killed because you just be running trying to find anybody.
Yeah. It kind of.
That's where the vehicles come in hand, though.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, but then there are not enough vehicles. Maybe that was the issue.
That could be.
Well, on the current gen that you guys are on, the Series X and the PlayStation 5, that goes right along with PC. Those maps are bigger. They have more vehicles and they have more enemies. So I think they balanced that out pretty well. I didn't have any issue with that. Seeing people playing, but on the 1X, it's still the same way that it was in 5 and 1 and 4. The maps are still smaller, but still big compared to the 360 days.
So how does that work with crossplay? How
Xbox One is not part of the crossplay, only with PS5. I mean PS4. So PS4 and Xbox One play together. I've been in plenty of matches with PS4 players, no PC people at all.
Wow. By the way, the glitching you see is definitely the beta. You see a lot. There was a lot. This is one big difference between Halo and Battlefield. Halo didn't glitch graphically. Yeah. You will see this game glitch a ton.
And this is just Xbox players on this.
I think so.
If you have Ultimate Game Pass, you're able to get on this early.
Yeah, no one else is playing it yet. So it was just, you're right. Yeah. You're right. Now Tima says you could call vehicles into you as well. I haven't tried that yet. I haven't figured that part out.
Maybe you could.
We'll have to try that next time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it
like
seems
the
to
map.
be available throughout the weekend. Hopefully their servers hold up because EA is notorious for having
That's gonna be open up there.
really bad servers sometimes. So hopefully it still works.
Well, I'm sorry you don't have. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Chris.
No, I'm just saying that with this game coming out, well, I mean, it's a good thing. They knew they still have some work to do, so they delayed it a month.
Hopefully that's enough, though.
Yeah, agreed.
Well,
Hopefully
I
that's
mean,
enough.
even though this build is not a great looking build, but I think that they need people to break it. So while they're working on the current build, yeah. Well, I mean, they need that because people. Well, y'all were talking about. Well, why did they use an older build? I think while they're working on the current build, and they may already have some of those fixes there, but they need people to break the older build to see what's going on, and then they can then translate that or optimize that on the current build, before release. But we'll see.
But one thing I hope they have a training mode so you can practice your vehicles, because each, like, you get like a chopper or one of those jet fighters, and it's like, they're not super easy to control, at least.
I don't think they've ever had that, did they? I know they had private servers that people would rent out. I remember that.
Yeah, I mean, but they should. So you kind of get a feel of, like, how to fly the plane and making turns and being able to shoot your targets. Because otherwise, it's like, hey, you finally get in plane. And it's like, a minute later, it's like you crash. And it's like, oh, sorry. You can get the feel for it.
Yeah, I can agree with that. But at this moment, as it stands, I understand now why they delayed it the way they did. Hopefully that's enough time. Yeah. Because this beta is pretty...
This was cool, by the way.
Yeah, that was cool. It's
this was cool. This is what Battlefield is known for, these big set pieces.
Big, yeah.
This was cool.
Yeah, I like that part. That was really nice.
Yeah, I've always been a Battlefield more than Call of Duty. I love the big open maps, big, big teams, matchups, and just be able to jump in different vehicles.
Yeah.
So, one thing I like about this too, I think would be great for community game nights, is how you can sit there and customize, where you can have like 1942 gear and weapons, or
Oh yeah.
Mix match the different battlefields.
Yeah, Battlefield. Was it Portal? Yeah, you could do like custom matches and stuff.
Yeah, and I think that would be great on community game nights, just to have some silly stuff.
Again, there's a lot of this game that I want to like. That there really is. The premise, the big battlefield, there's a lot to this game, and despite these glitches you see, so Pong, I know you're having less problems than many, but Pong, you literally see the the glitching going on my screen. So beyond the little things that made it frustrating, and I guess the gunfire is not as much a little thing. So watch this. So I want to maybe it's not here. There was a point in time when I was coming up on this building. There was a guy on top of the building. And I pointed it out after it happened, and a couple people that were in the chat were like, "Yep, I saw it too." I had the guy dead in my sights, and I was zoomed in, and I unloaded on him, and nothing hit him. And he was in the middle of my reticle. But yet he looked down at me.
Did you just drive over me?
I just drove over you. No. I also, by the way, you guys missed it, but the very first time I revived him was literally right in the nuts. But I had this guy dead to rights, was shooting the crap out of him. Nothing. He hits me with 2 shots. I go down. that's the kind of frustration that this game gave me that made me want to not play it. But there's so much about this game that I want to play and like. And I can get through some of these things, like, you know, the checkpoints are great places to spawn in. Being able to run with a crew, you know, going after an objective rather than just being on your somehow he shot me so hard I flew in the air. You know,
yeah, there's a lot of that happening around.
Yeah, you know, there really honestly is a lot to this game that I want to like, that if they can iron this out.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But I also don't want to pay $70 for a multiplayer only game, which this has no campaign. So I think a lot of people like me are going to wait until this thing gets into the vault and get into Game Pass because it's in the vault.
Yeah, I've already heard that. I've heard that from a
So-
couple people.
This is coming out in November, but what's the time, around the time when Call of Duty Vanguard comes out? Also in November, right?
Vanguard.
I
not
think it
gonna
comes out
lie.
after.
Yeah, let me look. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't paid attention. You guys know me,
Not-
I am not a
Not
Call of
that
Duty
many
guy.
people are talking about COD, to be honest, this year.
Call of Duty Vanguard comes out November 5th, so it comes out before this.
Yeah, November
Somebody
1st.
earlier in the chat said that they thought Vanguard was worse than this.
Who did say that? Hang on, let me scroll up. Somebody did say that.
Hey,
And
if they
so-
have experience with both betas or
Yeah.
whatever, it's understandable. I haven't
Yeah.
tried COD, so I don't know.
November
I'm surprised
19th.
Peter, you and Nate didn't try the beta for Vanguard.
No, I did not. I mean, the Cold War thing was a mess for so long.
welcome.
on Xbox. That, you know.
Hey, I wanna give an NLG welcome to 1 hour 1 decision. I have not seen him before in our chat. If you are checking us out for the first time, welcome. And welcome to an absolutely unbelievable gamers chat room. These guys and ladies in the chat are unbelievable. We hope you enjoy your stay and interact with us. So,
Like he brought us that, yes, get that in Game Pass, which I was going to bring that up. That, I mean, now that they're releasing right there around, you know, Vanguard is already going to be out. I think Game Pass would have been great to be in day of launch. You know, just
Otherwise,
help
this
with
becomes
engagement.
a Titanfall sandwich.
they haven't
I'd like-
said no. That could be, and you know, maybe the background or the backgrounds. I'm sorry. Maybe the backlash and feedback from this
Mm.
beta helps make that decision.
Or it gets in Game Pass sooner than, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be in there sooner or later, whether
Yeah.
it be 6 months from now or a year, but it will be in there. If it does get really bad feedback and it's not that popular at launch, we might see it. We might
Yeah.
see it in there sooner, maybe 4 months or something like that. But I, as a big Battlefield fan, I love Conquest. I love it. I was disappointed with this beta, like the way it felt, the way it played, the bugs. It was really annoying. It affected me while I was playing because of the issues visually with the game. So I expected a little bit better. And I'm not saying I'm not going to play it at launch. I'm still looking forward to it. I understand that they're going to fix a lot of the stuff. There's going to be a day one patch and all that stuff. That always happens. But hopefully it's not a complete disaster at launch. Because I'm still looking forward to playing it. Do I recommend it for $70? And it's just a multiplayer? No. No, I do not.
Yeah. No. 'Cause I've
Like I
always
said,
enjoyed
I
the
got it as a
campaign.
giveaway, so that's why I'm like, cool, I'm getting in here and I'm getting Halo. This is gonna be fun, you know?
Yeah. And that's the other thing too, is Halo's multiplayer is free to play.
Yeah. I know
Yeah.
so many people that are gonna jump into that. Newbies too.
Yeah. Oh, I found his. I found 1 Hour 1 Decisions channel. Hang on. Oh, 1 Hour with Crisis 2 on Game Pass. 1 Hour Forager on Game. Oh, sweet. Hang
This
on.
is the part I saw last night where someone threw a grenade at your tank and it blew up pretty quick.
Yes. All right, I put 1 Hour 1 Decisions YouTube there in the chat. Go check him out. And again, welcome to our. He said he found us on the MWMU Discord.
Ah, nice.
Which you have to forgive me. I'm not good with monikers.
Midweek mix up.
Oh, midweek
Sorry,
mix up. Oh, our brothers, Wandering Dutchman folks. Oh, well, that's awesome. Thank you so much.
For, checking us out.
All right, well, just subscribe to you. So he said we've been mostly an audio podcast. Well, I'm looking forward to checking out some of your videos here. I know there's only a couple, but looks like 2 of you guys, huh? And
I like the premise of the channel where it's 1 hour, 1 decision. So they play the game for an hour and then make a decision.
I like that.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. I like that.
All right.
There's certain games where I'm like, that's all I need to know.
Yeah.
And, certain type of games, like Souls type games, I'm like, yeah, I know. I don't need to play anymore to know that this game's not for me.
Yes. See, look, I'm gonna back this up for a second, because this is some of the thing I'm talking about. So here I am in a tank, right? I got a big ass gun. Now there was a point to where I was using There was a point to where I was using the gun pretty effectively, and there was a checkpoint that we had held. Now watch this guy. I got him dead to rights. He's repelling. He shoots up the wall, but he's still alive. What the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did not flinch.
He did not. He just shot up the wall. He's like, I'm out. Bye.
It's really bad with the bullet registration.
Yeah.
Or a giant tank.
Or a giant tank, right.
Yeah, or a giant tank. He's not registering the bullets. What you're doing to the bad guy is just not working. And they need to fix that.
It must be on PC.
I shouldn't, because we had crossplay turned off. Unless that's not working either.
I've seen PC guys having same issues that console guys are having at the moment. Yeah. A lot of bugs. And it sucks. I remember when Battlefield 4 came out on Xbox One and the PS4, and they had so many issues and so many bugs on launch. And I was playing it on 360 and I had 0 issues. And that was on launch. So hopefully this one doesn't go through the same issues.
I couldn't figure out how to fly the plane. I flew out of the mission. I couldn't turn around fast enough to get back to the. I'm like, where's the afterburner? And then
I don't think you will see you're out of the mission zone,
goodbye.
Right? Except you get a message like, "Oh, you're now out." It's like, okay.
Oh,
it should go like a little red or a little gray, and it should tell you you're out of the range. But
right,
sometimes
it doesn't
angry.
If you saw, the boundary line is like, okay, if I go down there, I'm out of range. Not all of a sudden like you're flying super fast, like out of range, and then you don't have time to turn around and get back.
Infinite is angry that we did not care for this like he did.
Everybody's having different experiences, though. You know?
And that's right. We are telling our experience. Infinite. We are telling our truth right now.
Yeah.
Right. You can tell your lies on
our facts.
You're lying. I even got the glitch where I was getting shot at, but I took cover and I healed. I stepped out and I killed the bad guy. I stepped back in and I was still red, even though I healed all the way. and I was fine. I stayed red, so I had to play the rest of like my life in the match, just all red. And I was like, I can't see very well. This is affecting my gameplay.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Oh. Now I will say with the tank, I did take down a chopper with the tank. I was happy
Nice.
about that.
No, that
No.
big fat ass airplane. Remember?
Oh yeah, that big ass that troop transport was cool.
Troop transporter, yeah. That's cool.
No. But if you fly it by yourself, I did notice this. If you fly it by yourself and you switch to one of the guns, the plane will stop and you will start to go down. So you need other people. It's not like Lance Jennings is going to know what I'm talking about right now. It's not like the old Intellivision game B-17 Bomber where you could just go from gun to gun and you're still in the air. No, the minute you change guns, you'll see it. I start to go down. I have to go back and get into the pilot seat. Otherwise, I'm going to crash. Oh, it's hilarious. Oh no, this wasn't that time. I think you were flying this or somebody was flying.
I was flying.
This.
Yeah, I think you.
And then I dropped out accidentally.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I jumped out. Like I said, I want to like this, and I'm probably when it does come to the vault, I am gonna play it because I'm a sucker for a game like this. But I'm not
if it goes
buying
day
it.
one to
Battlefield
Game
games
Pass,
are
I'm definitely
fun.
gonna.
Yeah, if it goes day one to Game Pass, I'm very much it. Now watch it. Look, there's 3 guys there. And I'm like, yeah, there they are. And I'm shooting. No, but that guy shoots me twice, and I'm down. While he's running, like yo.
Well, I'm gonna have to go soon, guys.
Oh no.
This was fun.
Yeah. Oh. But
Yeah, I
it
know.
has been fun having you on, and of course, should not be the last time.
Oh, definitely not. If you guys invite me again, I will show up.
Oh well, not just that, but you have an open invite. So if you're floating around one Thursday and you're like, I want to go talk some games, just all you have to do is hit up. Either one of us and go, got room for me? And of course we do.
I'll be in the chat. Give me an invite to the secret door.
Right. Call me on Skype, and of course we will. So anytime you want to come.
It was
on.
fun.
So where then, since you have to go, where can people find you?
On Twitter, on YouTube, but if you want the links to all that stuff, it's on ladyfoxfire.com.
And that is in the description below.
Thank you.
As well as your Twitter feed. And
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, and it was great. It was great hearing your story. I loved it. It's and now
Little Fox gaming back in the day history.
Yes, little mini Fox. But we've learned more about you now, and that it brings us and it brings us as gamers in a community closer together. I love it.
Myke, you're so biased. You know that I have Sega in my heart. That's
I know.
why.
That's the other part of it, is because you're a Sega person.
You're like
you're a Sega girl, and I'm good with that.
Yeah.
So if you're, you can't see, and I'm sorry that you don't have a Series X, because we'd love to have you run the beta with us, but we can't. Maybe if I can download it on my One X upstairs.
Yeah, actually, you know what's interesting? The Series consoles have access to the One X version because they're back compat. So I think it's really cool that people can choose to play either or and test them out and see the difference. That's something I forgot to mention. But my friend Tim is playing the One X version with me, even though he has a Series console, and he's tried that one as well.
Oh yeah. I saw two available downloads. It's like, which one do I pick? And
yeah,
you
pick whichever one you want. One is bigger maps.
One says,
one has bigger maps. The Series has the biggest maps and the more players, which is fun for a lot of people.
We did download the right version, didn't we, Peter?
Yeah, we did.
I like
maybe that was the problem.
You're like, did I have the right one?
No. Well,
but yeah, this was fun, guys. I love chatting with you all.
Foxy, we're really glad that you joined us tonight. And anytime. anytime you want to hang with us, you're always welcome.
Thank you.
I like how Infinite said you didn't get the memo about the 5-hour show.
Right.
Believe me, I know. I've listened to you guys.
Yes. So
I know how
yes,
long it goes.
Pong, who's in the chat, is still the record holder. Him and Dreadpool.
Awesome.
They
Those
are
guys
still.
They are.
They are
and
still the
they're
record
even
holder.
I
MVPs.
had to drop out.
Yeah,
Yes,
those guys are MVPs. They're true troopers.
they are. They are. Dread is awesome, and Pong, man, Pong is just everywhere. Man,
Pong is badass. Yes.
he is. He is.
And one
So-
day I'll probably beat that record, but I don't think it could be tonight.
No, it's okay. We'll plan that one.
Yes. Gotta go get the family, hang out with the corgi, go for a walk.
Oh, that absolutely. No, I'm glad. I really am glad. Lance says "Go Game Go" wants another shot at the title. We love it too because that's when we know that that we're just things are clicking. When we look down and it's like, holy crap, it's 1 a.m. We really need to go. That night with Pong and Dread, I mean, it was just. And we were like, do we want to end the show? But we're just going so strong. And it's the funniest part is the record holder used to be Tommy Tallarico. Like when he used to come on with us, talking about the television Amico and stuff like that, man, he went 3.5 hours and we were like, wow, that's a nah.
He's
Pong
a rock
said,
star.
yeah, Pong said, hold my beer.
Yeah.
And Go Game Go. With Go Game Go, we didn't even get to our first topic for 90 minutes. So this was a good one. But
Yes, I
go
love that,
be
the
with
intros.
go be with your family, and we will see you on Twitter. We will see you in chat. We will see you on here definitely again another night, whenever you want.
Thank you.
It's such a pleasure. And please, folks, go to ladyfoxfire.com, sub to her YouTube channel. She does amazing content, very informative, very very professional, and you're just a wonderful part of this community. And it's just
Thank
it-
you.
it's-
You're making me
it's-
blush.
It's great.
This
It's
is
great
this
to
is
have
Chopo
you.
with Afterburner.
Yeah. it
And
really
we always
is.
tell
It's-
all our friends that join us, you're welcome to the NLG family. So
Thank you.
it's awesome.
Definitely. I'm a member. Of course I am a family.
That's right. Yes, you are.
She just
Yes, you
she
are.
just wants to get off and get in chat, and then she wants to win the giveaway.
Now you
That's
know the
what she
truth.
loves to.
Now you know this is my plan all along.
Fly like a fox.
Clever fox. That's me.
Uh,
But thank you everybody in the
You're
chat for
welcome.
hanging out. I really appreciate the conversations that we had and what they were able to add to the conversation as well. If you guys want to hear me talk more about Halo, I have a video talking more detail about my experience, and I'll probably do the same thing with Battlefield after the beta and everything, with my experiences on that as well. Love you guys. This
And
was really
I am-
fun,
I am dropping
and I shall
that
be back.
video. I am
Yes.
dropping that
Awesome having
video
you.
into the chat. So there's that video. So
Thank you.
you're welcome.
All right.
Have a great night. And
Good
great
night.
weekend.
Have a good
Bye.
weekend. Catch
Bye.
you later.
Likewise.
All right. And kaboom. I'm able
Boom.
to,
Wow.
except I
Wow,
lost
that was
the-
slick.
Yeah. Like how I did that? I went from 4
Man, you just slammed the door right on
Yeah.
her.
to 3. Well, that's what, see, people complain, they all complain that
I know.
I end up freezing them out like this in these freaky freaky poses. So I thought that I would work on figuring out how to make that work. Now the only thing I need to do, hold on a second. Let me see if I can copy the NLG live. Let's see if I can paste this in here. There we go. Kaboom. I'm getting the hang of this OBS thing.
Yeah.
Kraken, it's all right, brother. I know you, Kraken. I know you are busy. I know you. I know nights are tough for you. It's always great when you're able to come in. So, anyway, so it was great having Lady Foxfire. She is so awesome. She really is.
Yeah, and great
Sure is.
insight. on these games, and anything that she games. So
It surely is.
But she shares some Sega love, so.
Yes.
uh-huh.
Well, and she has a rich and long gaming history.
Yeah. I mean, that's always, what you said. It's so nice to know people like how they, how to get into gaming, their history, and it's nice.
All right, YOBY said we're gonna pencil her in for the end of the year show.
Do it.
I didn't know we were doing an end of the year show, but apparently YOBY says we're doing an end of the year show, and it sounds like YOBY's gonna be here, so we're gonna have YOBY and Lady Foxfire for an end of the year show in December. I'm good with that. That'd be a beautiful show right
sounds
there.
Good. Yeah.
That'd be a beautiful show. So.
Even though with the glitches and stuff, I have fun playing though, especially like on the vehicles, and you and I were tearing it up. Oh my goodness, that was hilarious.
I did. Of course we'll have you, YOBY. My brother, you are always welcome here, man. You know that. I was saying earlier to a couple of people, I say, I use the word brother with people, but man, guys like you really are. Like Peter and Chris, I consider these guys family. You're part of my family.
I'm glad Joey was able to join us in Halo 4. That was fun.
That was fun.
He needs to join more often.
Yes. Yes. So, no, go. Hey, I can't. You know what? I have not caught. I got to catch up on What If
Those
too.
What Ifs are great. I'm behind it.
I am way behind. I'm way behind. I think I've only seen 2 of them, so I got to catch up too. So, hey, go have at it, and thank you for popping in the chat. We'll definitely anytime. We're on Thursday nights at 9, and so all right, YOBY. I'm gonna take you up on that offer. You see it in the chat, guys.
YOBY, you don't need an invite.
I know
parties are open, and if there's room in the game, you're always welcome.
Yes. Just find the party. Get in.
It's almost available for family.
I know. They never believe us, Peter. They never believe us.
No, I know.
No. So getting back to what you were saying, Peter, I enjoyed it too because we had a lot of fun, you and I together. And if Chris was able to stay up long enough, we would have had him in. So Chris, you got to get the beta so that you can get in with us because I know we joked. I know we joked about uninstalling it, but I really didn't because I do want to give it another shot.
Yeah, me neither. It's like, I
do want to give it another shot, and we want you in there playing with us. I told like tomorrow night I should be good. If I told who was I talking? Who were we talking to last night in the chat? I was telling them they could join us. MAGG. I told the MAGG.
Yeah, the MAGG.
Yeah, tell MAGG. Play with us over the weekend. I'll play it over the weekend. I don't have services on Friday night. I'm definitely gonna catch a bit, Xbox Ultimate because Mav and the Magnificent Seven have a hell of a show. But I'm gonna play some of this too. So, all right, Jeff, have a great night, brother. I'm leaving the chat. I love that. Notice how he said that. I'm leaving the chat.
Yeah.
Now, have a good night, Jeff. We love you, brother. You know that.
Yeah, Jeff.
So
he knows that if we have the Ask Jeff.
That's right, Encyclopedia Jeff.
Jeffopedia, then
Yeah, we'll summon him back.
Yeah.
Jeffpedia.
Yes. So Infinite, I know you work nights, but if there's a night you want to play that you're off, man, you could join us too. I know you're loving this, so you could show us why our opinion is wrong. So.
Infinite don't work. He just sits there and bosses people around, and then he's on Twitter all day.
All right, so I think we've covered this pretty well. Anything else from you guys on either of these.
No, I definitely I look forward to jumping on this with you guys this weekend. 'Cause like I said, I'm a big Battlefield person over Call of Duty, so I love the whole aspect of like the scale of the maps and be able to jump in different vehicles. And I've always played sniper, so I always lag behind, so I stay behind and just support, because I'm not, close combat and all that, but I look forward to it.
Okay. Well, hopefully we'll have a better time, and as they bring the game out, by the time it gets to the vault and we get to play it, when it gets into Game Pass, perhaps, kind of like Battlefront 2, it'll be tested, it'll be, improved upon.
Here we go.
Yeah. This is now it was.
Yeah, this video was all over. Y'all were twisting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All kind of angles.
They're like making
And they
crazy
never
jumps
turn
and
over.
stuff, and on
Yeah.
two
We
wheels.
couldn't flip these over either.
It's
No.
turnover. Oh,
Oh,
No.
that was hilarious. And it has a handbrake. We found that
It
out.
does have a handbrake. Oh, Brother Lance is saying, how far am I from Boston? Saw something about another Amico event. Yes, there is another Amico event happening. They are coming. Tommy did announce they are coming to Boston. Boston from me is, excuse me, sorry. From where I'm at, Boston is a good 7 hours away, 6 to 7 hours away. If I came up, it would have to be. The problem is that weekend, the weekend that he was looking at, I think I have a band gig, so that kind of makes it kind of tough. So, all right. So let's. We can keep this running while we talk about other stuff. If people want to see our shenanigans,
Yeah.
because there's a good. Let me see. There's still a good like hour of us playing, like hour and 15 of us playing. So yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was hilarious.
Yeah.
I had a good time.
We did manage to run people over with the
We did.
vehicles. That we did. We managed to run them over.
See, but how can you aim and shoot somebody? You just can't. You just have to get a lucky
You just
shot.
have to guess. And here I am trying to figure out the control scheme at the same time. And they need to do a better job of explaining this stuff. So like what the high caliber versus the close combat
Yeah.
barrel is. I mean, I kind of got the suppressor, but one of the things about this game too, with the visuals were gorgeous.
Yeah.
And it was cool. We were too. Oh, we're out of the combat area. watching the jets flying, right, and being part of the action was cool. I mean, the helicopters are one thing, but watching the jets fly overhead and engage, people, that's cool. And that's neat. That goes to the set piece part of it,
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, it's amazing that there are people out there who are just good at flying.
Oh, yeah.
jets.
Yeah, I was not.
What I said earlier, those jets, it's not easy to fly.
No,
Like,
it's not.
and you can't really practice because you're like right in the middle of,
You're in the thick of the
the
action.
battles and stuff. Yeah.
No. No, I'd like to get some more time in and get some time in with you playing with us, Chris, for sure. So, all right, ready to move on?
Yeah, let's do it.
Spend a little time on the next thing.
Yeah. Let's go to our last and final topic: news and games.
News and games. All right, so there is big news that we have to talk about. Big serious news that we won't cover as in depth as our brothers down at Four Guys 4GQ TV, but it needs to be brought up because this is really not good. So, Twitch suffered a major data breach. And when I say major data breach, creator payout data and personal data has been published online. And being that, I mean, you know, Peter's an IT guy, I'm an IT guy, and my company specializes in, you know, cybersecurity. So I pay very special attention to when this stuff happens. You know, for those of you watching or in the chat, if I said the word SolarWinds to you and you know what I'm talking about, you're kind of in that space with us. So yesterday, Twitch confirmed that they had a very massive breach of internal data that was published online. They say, and I have what their blog and what they've officially said. They said that data was exposed to the internet due to an error in a Twitch server configuration change that was subsequently accessed by a malicious third party. Now, that's certainly plausible. Somebody could have made a huge error, opened up something, and somebody was able to take advantage of it. That's the world we live in. You know, again, you know, SolarWinds, which is a big giant company that has tools that IT companies use, they got breached, and their products were sending out malware and ransomware. They got breached with a simple weak password. Somebody had a VPN connection with a password of admin1234, and they got hit and breached. So this stuff can happen. And so right now they're in the middle of investigating what happened. They do say that there's no indication that login credentials were exposed, and credit card numbers are not stored by Twitch, so no full credit card numbers were exposed. Partial, but not full. Yeah, Phantom Kraken, I'm not kidding. Admin1234. I kid you not. It was good night, Brother Infinite. Go get some work done, but and have a wonderful weekend. If you've got some time, get in some of this with us. They have reset all stream keys. You know, but they put these people put people's personal information and payout information online. That's a problem. That's a huge problem.
Yeah, it's funny. I saw people on Twitter talking less about how serious the hack was, and they're sitting there talking about how much money these people make. And
well, there's a whole thing on that, right?
And then like, oh, how can they make more than this? It's like, okay, whatever.
Yeah. You know, that leak, some of those streamers, the Wall Street Journal said they make hundreds of thousands of dollars a month.
Of course.
You know, but look, I will say this: if you can get that,
Yeah.
go get it. I don't care about that.
Yeah,
Hey, Lemon
Yeah.
NLG stalker.
Yeah,
Love you, brother Lemon.
I mean, you may not, if you don't like their content, that's fine. But obviously, somehow they're able to attract people in many ways, whether they're a good-looking female or whatever. Some have just charisma. They have just something that attracts people, but you can't blame those people for making the money because it's the people watching them that are giving them the money.
Right.
Right. And if they're good enough, then they get sponsors. So I don't have a problem with that. It does suck that
it's no different than an athlete, Chris. If you're good enough to attract,
the only difference is an athlete doesn't get paid directly by.
No.
People
You're
who are watching.
Well, but think of Twitch as the sports team owner, right? Because Twitch also pays them in affiliate and partner status. Plus whatever you get in tips from the or whatever they call them, rubies or golds or whatever pyramid scheme. But I mean, if you, I guess the reason I was comparing them to athletes is if you're good enough to get your worth, go get your worth.
Yeah,
I don't have a problem with that. I wish I was charismatic enough. Shit. Peter, as I was trying to get my stream going yesterday, and my headset was dying, and I had to get up and fix everything. I mean, trust me, I'm not professional enough to be a big streamer. I suck at hosting this show. Imagine me trying to be a professional streamer. I should keep my full-time job. That if you're good enough for that, go get it.
Yeah.
I have no issue with that.
Yeah, but it does suck that this happened and that these people's private info was exposed.
Yeah, and that's a big,
you got
big
people
problem.
out there harassing them.
Well, you have that. That's tough. And as YOBY pointed out, and as CNET and some others have pointed out, the hackers say they have more data to release. They haven't just released personal information either. They've released source code, which is not good.
Wow.
Earlier on 4GQ TV, we were talking, and I was in the chat talking too. They were releasing API information. So you can make a hook into, and people can make APIs that can hook into people's accounts. I mean, there's some serious damage that you could do to a streamer making that kind of money.
Well, and also competitors and stuff, if they have all the source codes and stuff.
Yeah.
Like 10 cents might be saying like, oh, yeah, we're ready.
Yeah. And details about an unreleased Steam competitor from Amazon Game Studios. So on top of all that, then they're putting Amazon at risk because of course Amazon owns them. This was all in all 125 gigs of information. That doesn't sound like a lot until you realize that's the size of Halo Master Chief Collection. That's how much data they put out. Think about what you downloaded when you downloaded the Master Chief Collection to your Xbox. That's how big this data leak was. And if you consider that that's mostly text information. Exactly, Phantom. In documents,
yeah,
that's a
it's
metric
probably all zipped
ton.
up or whatever format.
That is a metric ton.
Have you ever noticed that hackers never have data caps? Think about it.
Right. But who? I mean, 125 gigs is nothing these days, especially if you've got crazy fast internet. This is something that Amazon is going to have to get involved in. I mean, they can't sit by on this one. In fact, so I'm reading. So on CNET, the Twitch leak allegedly includes details on creator payouts, source code for mobile, desktop, and video game console Twitch clients, code related to proprietary SDKs and internal AWS services, an unreleased Steam competitor from Amazon Game Studios, data on other properties owned by Twitch, and internal security tools. Now, CNET didn't verify that, but that's what they're being told was part of this leak. And multiple streamers have confirmed that the earnings list that Twitch put out was accurate. I mean, that's...
Now the IRS is after them. No.
Right? I mean, that's... I mean, again, a server configuration error. I can buy that, knowing what I know about knowing what I know about servers. Yeah, that's something that can happen. In fact, for what it's worth, that's what Facebook blamed their outage on. Remember?
Yeah.
So this is a big deal, guys, and this isn't gonna go away quickly. And
Yeah, it's not cool because BACfromthedead streams on that. Of course,
yeah.
I'm sure he wasn't on that list, but still. But
Back makes that money. Back makes that Twitch money.
Yeah, can we see him on the list?
Yeah. So, and it wasn't, and to your point, Chris, people getting harassed for the amount of money they make.
Mm-hmm.
It was none of anybody's business.
And all of a sudden they have a lot more friend requests. I mean, in real life, like, hey, he's your cousin.
Yeah.
Hey.
All those baby mamas could be like, wait a minute, child support going up now.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm trying. I mean, you have to laugh, but it's not funny. I mean, this is big, and Amazon's gonna have no choice but to get involved. And
would have been even worse if Amazon was in charge of that stuff.
That's true.
Security-wise.
Yeah. Because I mean, we were talking about this on Clownz' show. They're still kind of independently. They're owned by Amazon, but they're independently run.
Yeah.
That may change. That may change. I mean, the payout information, according to Wired, was for over 10,000 Twitch streamers.
Wow.
That's scary. I mean, just think, guys. We used to be on Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, because of the amount of time I was streaming on it before we moved the show to it, we were an affiliate. Technically, if I had set us up all the way, we could have monetized there like we monetize here on YouTube. This could have been us in that leak. Right? So I wonder how many of these people are going to leave Twitch and go elsewhere. I mean, for no other reason than this is this is a massive loss of trust in the platform too. I mean, how can you trust being on Twitch now?
Yeah, they're definitely going to have to, go through and make a fix, and then also put out a statement, especially to these guys, say, look, this is what we plan on doing going forward. You know, we want to gain your trust. So they gotta do something.
Kraken
Don't
says
leave.
he doesn't think they'll leave. There's too much money involved. I would
But
not.
those who are established, yeah.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. There are a couple of upstarter. Oh, by the way, here's showing how shitty this game's hit detection is. We were in this tank. We were in this tank, and I want you to watch. These guys walk around with these rocket launchers. I start lighting them up, right? And despite my lighting them up, they're still able to fire rockets at me and kill us. Both Peter and I were shooting them dead on.
Yeah, so they were shooting those rockets or whatever they were shooting at us, and I avoided them, and we still exploded them, even though that thing went like way past us.
Right. Oh. You know, yeah, some streamers, you're right, Kraken. I think some streamers will yeah, we're with you, Diego. We're with you on this. There's some streamers that you're right, they're not gonna leave. But there might be some that will go to other places just due to the fact that their information.
But then how are
was
those
out
other
there.
places, you know? It's like you go to another place and it's like they might get a breach too. I mean,
This is true.
do you stay at a place that, yeah, sure, they just had a breach, but now everything will be examined and looked at it with a fine comb and get it all, you know, up to par again, and then some, versus someone who does not. So.
So we're gonna keep an eye on this.
That's majorly sucks. I mean, it's definitely you know, a huge slap in your face.
Yes, and bad news for Twitch. So we'll keep an eye on this, and if there's more to talk about next week, we'll let everybody know. But we're gonna keep an eye on this.
Yeah.
So.
See if Microsoft only had Mixer. Say, yeah, look.
Yeah.
Well, right now it's on YouTube and Twitch.
Right.
And Facebook gaming, if that's.
I really don't hear much of that anymore.
I don't either. I honestly don't either.
That went out quick.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Microsoft got the good end of the deal on that sale.
Yeah.
You know, it does, but there are. I don't know if you guys have noticed, and I know Peter has, because Peter's kind of brought them up, and signed up for a couple of them. There are some up and coming services out there that are trying to get into the space. Can they? Who knows? You know, it's a tough road to hoe, but you know.
I mean, the thing is, like, it's hard for small ones because, you know, you need to have the audience, especially if you are a bigger fish. You're not going to a small one, or maybe you get paid by the smaller one. Remember, like Mixer, I was paying, like, open up their wallets, saying like, "Hey."
And you know what's funny? You never heard from Ninja again. He was on Masked Singer, he was on Mixer, and then he was gone. I mean, seriously, do you guys hear about him anymore?
Who's that?
Ninja.
I don't follow him, so I have no idea.
But I still see him on some advertisements here and there. So, but he's got his own thing going. I forgot him and the buddy where they were. You know, I don't know. I don't follow them, so I'm not sure if they're doing back on Twitch or they're YouTube.
Don't know, but you just don't hear about him much anymore. No. Have a great
he already
night,
got his
Diego.
millions, so he's sad.
Oh yeah.
Ah, Jago had to poke that bear. Yeah, you can't wait for that Halo campaign. Halo campaign snob. I'll be playing like, you know, I'll be playing some indie Game Pass game.
There's some
alright,
good ones in there. So
So a couple of other small things real quick. Microsoft, as they're making their push towards their 20th anniversary, continued 20th anniversary stuff, they are launching a new controller and headset.
that controller looks sexy.
That controller looks
Yeah,
sexy. It is a transparent controller with a stereo headset. And if you the controller also kind of has that original Xbox look, which I like. It actually looks like, and I wish I still had mine. You know what? I have a picture of it though. Let me drop the video for a quick second. I have a picture of it. I just have to find it. The controller is modeled after the original Xbox debug unit. So you've heard me talk about debug units before. I had one for the Xbox. I had one for the Xbox 360. Those were how I did. That's how I did our previews and reviews. So give me a second. Mike's Systems. See.
Yeah, it's funny. I bought the wired headsets from wearing right now, the Xbox ones, and then I just got me a custom controller. But I did this before I saw this 20th anniversary though. I was like, damn it.
So if you look down, if you look at this picture, up or right, of course, was my PS2. Lower right or lower middle was my regular Xbox 360. To the right is, and you can still see it over there, my debug Xbox 360, which Microsoft never asked for back. It's totally unusable. I actually did try firing it up, and it still runs PartnerNet, and PartnerNet is dead. So I really can't do anything with it. So it holds down the thing there. Axel says he can hack it. And then so bottom shelf, the left hand was my regular Xbox, and on the right, you see how it's sort of kind of green.
Mm-hmm.
That was my debug Xbox. So that's where I was able
Didn't
to
they
play
have a
all my
Halo
previous
like that one too? No. Or was it just more the green plastic, not the translucent?
I think it was just green plastic.
Okay.
Yeah, like a see-through.
Yeah, I don't know. The OG Halo Xbox was.
Yeah.
It was kind of like that. It did kind of look like that actually. But it was more green. This was a little bit darker. That was a little lighter. But you're right. It was made kind of the same build. So that was my debug Xbox, and that's what the controller is modeled after.
Yeah.
So, so you get the controller. You get a headset, and Razer, which I signed up for today. Razer is going to sell a 20th anniversary charging kit.
Yeah,
I signed up
that
for
fits
that
that
on their-
controller just nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I signed up too. I
even though I
pre-ordered that
didn't-
controller.
I did not pre-order the controller. I'm thinking about actually pre-ordering that controller. I've never
much is
buy
the controller?
controllers. I
it
never
regular?
buy controllers, but I'm actually thinking about getting that one.
Those series controllers are so comfortable.
They
I
are.
prefer those over the Elite.
They are.
They're just
And actually,
tad
I just
different.
got it. They're selling them on Amazon. I just got an Amazon gift card for my wellness app. So I was gonna spend that on a standing desk, but I might have to get a controller. And then the headset, the 20th anniversary headset, is also that iconic green with the transparent black. they're going to be, so the controller will be $70. The headset will be $70. So one or the other. Now the cool thing is if you plug the controller in, you will unlock when you connect the controller, you will unlock a 20th anniversary dynamic background.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and if you connect the controller to your friend's Xbox, he will also unlock it.
there you go. Hey, what's up, Dread?
Yeah.
Why does Dread always come at the end of the show?
Hmm.
Because I know he's
He's
working
like me.
too. So he's working as well.
Yeah.
So, so we have that. That's thing. Also, on the Microsoft side, and this is some. I'm not quite sure. When we're gonna see the full workings of this, but Microsoft told The Verge that it has completed its xCloud upgrade, the Microsoft Cloud Gaming Service, and the Cloud Gaming Service is now fully powered by custom Series X hardware. So
Nice.
that should help with frame rate and game load times for gamers streaming games over the web. It does not yet mean that you're going to get 4K gaming over mobile yet, but that is something they can move towards. And apparently, and we found this out in June, I think it was in June, that Microsoft is still working on an Xbox app for TVs. And of course, we know now that they're working on the cloud streaming for the OG Xbox One and the Xbox One X to be able to play Xbox Series X games. So, they're coming along with that. And that probably was a good bit of the reason for the upgrade.
Yes.
So,
I think that's great. I mean, they
Well, and also,
want to reach as many gamers as they can.
Yep.
And also that feature that you can, just start playing on anything. Maybe even while your game installs, you can already start playing a game in the cloud.
that's cool. That's going to be nice. So I'm not sitting here going, I'm sorry, guys. I'm only
Master Chief,
40%, only 40% downloaded. So. Oh man, Dredd had to work and he was supposed to be on vacation. That sucks, man. I'm sorry. See that? Sorry to hear that, man. So that is what's going on, of course, and of course we talked about Halo.
Far Cry 6. Anybody
Far
get it?
Cry
I don't know.
6?
Yeah, I got it. I'm probably be streaming some tomorrow.
Yep, I can't wait to see that.
Apparently, you have to install the HD packages or textures separately.
So over on the PlayStation side, we may be getting some more free games from them too. So,
Ooh.
yeah. So Jim Ryan talked to Game Industry, GameIndustry.biz, and one of the things he mentioned was the Play at Home initiative, mentioning to them that people downloaded about 60 million copies of their games through that. And if we're continuing through lockdowns and people staying at home and stuff like that, PlayStation might do that again. So that's something that could happen.
I'll say bring it.
I do too. So, obviously you said, other things about the PlayStation 5 and stuff, but that would be something that's, I'll take more free stuff from people.
Yeah, free is cheap.
So, I'm also hoping at some point that they they really expand the PlayStation Now. The minute, I'm telling you, the minute the PlayStation Now starts getting day and date new games,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna
Bro.
subscribe. I'm gonna sub.
Yeah.
So.
Somehow I think they will never do that, but
I don't think they
who
will.
knows?
Well,
never ever
It's
say
just-
never ever.
I was gonna say it depends on.
It's just crazy because there was a deal where Jim Ryan said he wants to reach more gamers that play their exclusives, right?
Yeah.
Because what was he saying? Something around, like right now they're reaching about 20 million.
Yeah.
But if they were day and date and also launch at PC same time, they have a lot more than 20 million.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm telling
as
you,
far as total sales.
I would sub to PS Now in a heartbeat
Yeah.
if they had day and date. You know.
Yeah, I don't know what it's like. They worry about like Sean Layden, that how can it be sustainable? But if you have a good subscription service and you got all these great games in there, but all these people paying monthly fees over time is gonna outdo selling a game that might sell well within a year or two, but then it dies off.
Mm-hmm.
So, and if you have all these games in there that it's a reason why people will stay subscribed. So the money outweighs far more than what the sales of a game will make.
Well, let's take Avengers, right? As the as the proof of that. So, Avengers didn't do well. And I know a lot of people that I know liked it, but it wasn't a very well accepted game. Didn't sell well. Well, when it entered Game Pass, it became one of the top 10 most popular games in Game Pass. And according to one of those guys, Benji Sales on Twitter, became the top 15 most played games on Xbox overall in the United States since being added to Game Pass. So putting that game in Game Pass actually drew people to it. Now, it drew me to it. And once we can all get through the damn single player,
Yeah.
then we can play it together. It's that is where Sony could learn from. And to your point, Chris, here's what Ryan said. And he said, right now, a success with the existing console model with a really great PlayStation hit, we're talking 10 to 20 million people able to play that game. If you compare that, and we're talking about games stacking up against music, we're talking about games stacking up against movies. Movies and music can be enjoyed by almost limitless audiences. I'd love to see it, he said, and to kind of gate the audience for the wonderful art, the wonderful entertainment these studios are making, to gate the audience for that to 20 to 30 million frustrates me. I'd love to see a world where hundreds of millions of people can enjoy those games. That's why, for all the
Put it on Game Pass, and then they will.
Right. MLB The Show.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
We make fun of some of the things Jim Ryan has said in the past and some of his inane, stupid decisions he's made. But this is one of those places where he's right, where this is an opportunity for him. He's got to be looking at Game Pass. And we can say this from an objective standpoint. We're not console warring here. No. We're telling it as it is. He's got to be looking at Game Pass and going, that's where we want to be.
And you also look at Steam, where, Sea of Thieves and a couple other games, Xbox, have been in the top 10 or so on Steam.
Mm-hmm.
So, not every game is going to, people sit there and they brag about hardware sales. It's like, 100, 120 million. But like they were saying that these, their games are they're great games, sell well, but you're only reaching about 20 million gamers on the closed system that supposedly has about 100 million systems out there. Then not everybody plays those games. So if you put it out on Steam, if you put it on mobile, if you do update your subscription service PS Now to day of date, the engagement's going to grow.
Absolutely.
So it just makes sense business-wise. Jim Ryan is more of a business person, I think, than Sean Layden. That could be a big reason why he ended up taking over, because the success that they've had on PS4 was great, but they want to make money. They want to make more money. Jim Ryan probably had a better plan laid out how to do it. Sean Layden did it, so so I think they're headed that way. So I mean, they've already put in a couple games already on PC. Of course, they're older, but I think that it's had some. They've had success. So it just makes sense.
I'm not a coffee drinker, Parent Pluck. I'm a tea drinker.
What's up, Parent Pluck?
Because you're an Englishman in New York. No,
yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, again, we've mocked Jim Ryan when Jim Ryan deserved to be mocked, but this is some place where I think he's seeing the landscape. And look, remember, they acquired Nixus Software to most likely bring their console games to PC, right? And if he wants to reach hundreds of millions of people, PS Now is the way to do it.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, I would absolutely.
Ultimate PS Now.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'd pay
PC and.
Yes.
Yep. I'd pay $15 a month to get new PlayStation games, to get their indie titles that I can't get on the Xbox. I instead of paying, Panda sub. For the love of Moses, can you please get? I hate to tell you.
Like Amico shields.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna find a game. Oh, John's not here anymore. Sorry. You know what? We need to invite Panda on to have this fight, because Panda's been itching to take me on with Game Pass. So we need to have him on.
A 1 versus 1.
It's gonna be 3 against 1 because he's gonna come on with us.
Yeah, but then if he invites you to his deal, he'll have a setup of all kinds of stuff to where he's
right. His puppets will be attacking me. But I'm telling you, this is where I think Sony understands that they need to get to, and Ryan understands it.
I think they will.
And what you said, they have MLB The Show as an example. Like, look what it did.
Yeah. No. They'll get my money. They'll get my money.
Yep.
I guarantee you. Because I don't want to pay $70 for Returnal, but I will play it if I'm in a subscription.
But there might be another case too where some of these studios, developers, and other publishers are like, they're seeing how they're making these deals with Xbox, and Game Pass is enticing them. It's making, and so Sony's like, man, we used to be able to get some of these developers to make deals on exclusive or whatever on our platform, but they're losing out a little bit because this Game Pass is kind of looking pretty good for these developers.
Mm-hmm.
Have a day of date when it launches, have a little bit extra money in their pocket. Dependent, that way it kind of counters, if your sales are not all that great, but you got a good chunk of money from Xbox. up front. So some of the studios are probably developers saying, be nice if, we had a deal like that with PS Now. We put it in there at day of launch.
Yeah.
But, it could be some of that.
But here's one thing, like say there's a PlayStation subscription service like that. I mean, you will have we have right now a huge benefit of like third-party games that we're playing.
Yeah.
But if you have the same service on PlayStation, I mean, and you have both of them, there's going to be a lot more overlap.
There will.
So the bang for the buck is far less than.
Probably what happened is, you know how back in the day, whenever you can go pre-order a game at Best Buy or GameStop, and so they had perks, right? Oh, well, we got this if you pre-order here. It might be a case where Game Pass versus PS Now, it's like, well, if you subscribe to PS Now, you get this and that for this game. Be one of those things, you make your choice.
Oh, you get it, like,
But,
the exclusively kind of thing, like, or exclusive kind of thing, like, time for the first 6 months, you can only get it on one and not the other.
yeah. Oh, you can only start to play the beta on this one first.
Well, but not just that. There's games that are on PlayStation in their indie catalog that aren't on Xbox that I would love to play. There are, and even if you have some overlap, I could play online with folks over there as well. Peter and I could jump over to, I don't know, just hypothetically, Battlefield 2042 over there, right? Just as easily as we could play on the Xbox and find a different crew of people. I mean, the overlap, I think, could be a good thing because it could expand your gaming community. There's folks that I know that only have a PlayStation. I could play with them where I couldn't play with them now. But they've got to make that.
I think he has a good point there. About the music and.
Yeah.
I mean, are we looking at from a consumer standpoint or from
that's the way we're
entertainment slash musician slash studio standpoint? I mean, they're two different ends.
Yeah, it is.
There are.
But look, we have libraries for ages too, and people are still buying books. So, I mean, it's.
So I want to have him on to have this discussion.
And he is right. It's a big discussion because people are affected one way or another. So all these streaming services, people who on Twitch, look how much money these people are making. So on one end, people are benefiting it and taking advantage of of this stuff, on the subscription service. But then on the other end, other people have been affected by it too. But you look through history, that's just the way it always has been, right? As technology comes, either you adapt and adjust, or
But musicians have been shafted by like their publishers and other stuff for so long too. So
yeah,
they've had to find a way to adapt them.
We're gonna
get back.
We're gonna get Panda. We're gonna get Panda on and have this discussion because I knowing what I know about Panda's history, he would be someone with some insight to have that discussion with. So I definitely want to have him on soon to talk about that. We'll figure that out, Panda. We'll get you back on and we'll talk. We'll have that discussion.
But the bottom line is consumers will always want everything for the cheapest price possible.
Yeah,
that's why we have Walmart and Amazon and why they are doing well.
I have 3 kids.
I mean, everybody wants like, hey, American made or homemade, but not if it's gonna cost more.
Yeah.
Well, sure.
So
I get that. So, all right. Last bit of news that you put in the in the Discord yesterday, and I'll let you bring this one up, Peter.
What is it?
Eidos.
Oh, the idols about their
Yes.
Their,
4-day work week schedule.
Mm-hmm.
So they in order to increase their employees' well-being, they are changing from 5 days a week to 4 days a week, and still don't. I mean, keep giving them the same salary, but for less hours. So they only have to work 32 hours instead of 40 hours a week. Well, at least it sounds all great, but what will happen is I mean, the employees will feel better because hey, now they have like 3 days weekend, etc. So then when there's something like, hey, it's time for some crunch, they're more
They're gonna pick
willing to crunch a little bit more because hey, look what else we've gotten. So it's
That's a good point.
hopefully it's a win-win for both, or at least a win for the employees more so than for the employer, but I can see it going both ways. And
yeah, because I can kind of relate because at my work for years we always had a deal called 980, and we had every other Friday off. And
right, but you still work 80 hours.
yeah,
It's not that hey, here you
well,
go.
they would and they would carry over 4 hours to the following week. We had the Friday off, but and for a long time we've always wanted to say, well, can we just go to 410s? But for some reason, I don't know what some companies just don't want to go to that model because they want to make sure, I guess, you have to be on the same schedule as your customer or whatever.
Yeah.
But of course, as an employee, we're like, man, if I had every Friday off, I had that choice, be off or, man, I could work some overtime on Friday. So
My personal
maybe that's
opinion
where-
is 4 days, 10-hour work days, 4 days. It's a waste of time. People are not as productive as I think people, if you give them 7-hour work weeks, they will be more productive than 8. Even
that could be. I'm sure there's been
there's a lot of
studies out there
if you're
to show that.
It's one thing I gotta hand it about my company and my job. My company's philosophy. Now, it sounds bad on its face. A lot of people talk about work-life balance. My company believes in a philosophy called work-life integration, which means, you're kind of always at work, but you're kind of always at home. We were doing, we believed in a remote philosophy before COVID. So once I got into a point to where I was only going into the office like once a week or maybe twice a week if I wanted to, just to kind of see my staff and be with my guys and just see how things were going. But I didn't have to. Our CEO, our director of IT, our upper management almost never came to the office. And now I haven't been to my office in, I don't know, 6 months. Good night, brother Pong. We're almost out of here ourselves. Love you. Thank you for hanging
Later,
out.
Pong. Appreciate you.
Love and
our
respect. Don't
carriages have
forget.
turned into pumpkins.
Yes. Don't forget Living Split Screen, brother Pong, brother I7 Steel. These guys have a great show on Saturday mornings. I'm not always able to hit the chat because typically my youngest has soccer and stuff, but I'm always checking out Living Split Screen. So please, please, please give them a sub on YouTube. Follow Pong, and Pong is everywhere anyway. You'll see him tomorrow night on Xbox Ultimate. Good man, brother Pong. Good man. So our idea of work-life integration is very, very easy. My CEO described it as this. I might go out on a Thursday and shoot golf with my kid. On a Thursday. So I got my laptop with me. I go, I tee off, I get into the cart while my son's teeing off. Typing an email. We get down to the next hole, and so he says, so I'm hanging out with my boy, but I'm getting work done. And my boss would do a lot of calling me. His son played baseball in high school, and he was a coach. So he'd be on the sideline, he'd be on the benches and stuff like that. He'd be in the stands watching the game, but he'd be talking to me, and we'd be talking business, so he was able to be with his family and do that. And I've done that too. I would go on vacation and I'd get a little work done, cut down on my PTO. And then when it was time for me to go, out to the beach with the fam, they all got, while they were getting dressed, while they were getting ready, eating breakfast, I'd already eaten, I'm doing a little work. I'd go out, spend the day at the beach, come back, they'd go to bed, I'd check my email, take care of a couple things. We just figured out that you can do both at the same time, and you can enjoy your family, you can enjoy, life, while still getting your job done. And once I got used to it, like today, I got a few things done. I had some downtime because I've gotten a lot of stuff done this week. So the end of my week's going to be pretty light. We have a dumpster we got outside. So I'm outside cleaning out stuff, throwing stuff in my dumpster.
Battlefield. Gonna go to.
Sometimes,
Throw it out in
you know what?
dumpster.
Sometimes I throw a little gaming in just to, or I'll work on one of the NLG videos or something like that. And then when I've got something I need to get done for work, I just work. And sometimes when I'm sitting on, my wife and I are just sitting watching TV, pop open the laptop, get a couple things done. Doesn't matter as long as we get our job done. And that's what we've learned. And if it works, it works, not everybody can do that, but it works for us. And this kind of sounds like the same way. I was looking across Eidos's website and their career website, right? They have a flex program. Our permanent flex policy allows you to work in an environment that meets your needs at home, in a satellite office, or at the studio. On top of your paid vacation, the studio is closed between the holiday season and New Year, and they offer 3 personal days. We allow employees who wish to do so to work atypical hours with a condensed or staggered week. We finance your regular physical activity and sports equipment to help keep you fit. We offer dedicated home working 100 meg internet lines to employees who need it. If you're based abroad, we'll handle your move to Canada. There's cool stuff that they offer. And now they're going to be closed on Fridays. On top of all that, so they're going to be open Monday to Thursday. They're not adding time. They're going from a 40-hour week to a 32-hour week.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. That's how it should be.
Yeah. They said, we hope this will eliminate unnecessary time and build on efficiency, for example, by reducing internal meetings from an hour to 30 minutes. So if it works for them, that's great. And this could be a model for other companies, around the gaming industry. So,
that's what I said earlier in the show. Is like, it's like my weekends are busy too. So if I had an extra day, like a Friday, then you could schedule what you need to do and or have time just for yourself.
mm-hmm. And that's the way my job is. I can go upstairs.
When I'm on vacation, that's it. I check my email just to make sure that somebody doesn't say something stupid and I have to fix it later. But that's the only thing.
Some of it's want, but some of it too is because I'm management, there is an expectation for me. But this time around, when I went on vacation and I went to Tennessee, one of the things we changed was, we have 3 service managers now. I had, my other 2 service managers were my backups. So if something went down, something went wrong while I was out, they handled it for me until I got back. And we had a system for that. And likewise, when, one of the other managers is out for a week, I'm going to fill in and back up those clients. So, some of that stuff helps. It got me closer this year to not having to do a lot. My team did an amazing job of keeping crap away from me this week. Like, they got mad when I was just on Teams checking in. So even if I'm sending them like pictures of stuff, they're like, "Why are you sending us pictures? You can send us pictures when you get back." It's habit for me now, So yeah. All right, that's all the news that I have. You guys have anything else?
Yeah. Well, you would have said like, "Hey, you posted this on Discord," and I have to think what I posted this week. So.
Sorry.
No, just
Oh, we're having Xbox sneakers.
Oh
yeah,
yes, the Xbox sneakers.
I'm an Adidas guy, and I like the black and green. That's my favorite color combo. I just wish they had like more of maybe a black version with some green.
Yeah, they're decent looking.
They have
sneakers.
actual laces instead of like those bungee cords kind of thing.
Yes.
Like
I'm looking to see. All right, so and I know this, Kate. This was the brainchild of
Aaron Greenberg.
of Aaron.
Yeah, Aaron.
This is his jam.
Oh yeah,
right here.
definitely. Yeah, he likes his kicks.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of cool.
This is his jam.
Fresh Kicks Friday.
Yeah.
And
hold on.
It looks like they've been sending out. How certain people they send them out of the box.
Yeah.
Some people already got some of this with the controller.
Never sent anything to me though.
No sir.
Yeah.
I'm small fish.
I know.
Well, didn't SuPRCooPR get one of those gift deals? Somebody that we knew that got one of those deals. Surprised them.
Yeah, I don't know. So, no info yet as far as price and stuff. It's coming later this year. So, there you have it.
Like I have custom Star Wars Adidas shoes.
Those sound cool.
Yeah, you can sit there and tweak it how you want it, color and everything.
And when you walk here,
Right.
Right. Every time you step down, it's R2D2.
Yeah.
Real quick before we go, I wanted to show off my custom.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Got another, of course, like I said, black and green.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Got a little bit of instead of putting green on the backside, I did a little bit of gray, with the green kind of break up the.
Ah, cool.
So.
Did you put your gamer tag on it?
Yeah.
Of course you did.
And I think this is the Series S, Series X controller, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got the middle button.
For the design. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I look forward to it. Hopefully, now that I have a little bit of added security and all that, I don't get this one stolen.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I did have one before and that got stolen. So some asshole out there's gaming.
It's someone with control of it, Fastback.
Yeah.
67, 68 on it.
Yeah. So,
All right.
that's why I'm laughing with that. I bought this and the headset before this 20th anniversary stuff came out. It's like, damn it.
Damn. They're already out of stock of this 20th anniversary controller on
I
Amazon.
bet.
Yeah, really.
Damn.
I don't think it was ever on Best Buy, has it? I don't think
Best Buy or go straight to the Microsoft store.
Now, they still have headsets, but my Turtle Beaches are still working great. So until they totally break, I'm gonna keep those. But I think I'm gonna get this controller.
Like, I do I have the headset and I think it's the same, right? But they just have that different, shell on it.
Yeah.
I mean, these things are comfortable. I like the way they look. The quality's pretty good. The only thing is that it gets a little hotter than my other controller headset. So
Yeah, I still like my Turtle Beach X600, so I'm good for now.
I have that same one you did too. I really like that one. But
yeah, so this is a $70. The thing about this one though is it's wired, so that's the reason it's only $70.
Yeah, mine's wired.
Yeah,
I don't mind it being wired. I mean, it's hooked up to my controller, so.
All right, I'm gonna get us out of here since it's 12:36. You've gone 3 hours.
Yeah, we went a little overtime, but
went a little over. So I gotta get better at that.
Hey, we want to go to 4-day work week, 32 hours, sir.
Yeah.
Still got us on that 40-hour work week. Come on now.
Yeah, I'll work on that. I'll put out a memo.
Yeah.
So thank you everyone in the chat, and everybody who hung around so far. We still have a good amount of people watching.
Yeah.
I want to thank Lady Foxfire once again. She was awesome. Awesome. What a great story. What a great story.
Yeah.
And we'll do the all right, so next week we'll open with a with a member giveaway for all of our friends of NLG. So for those of you who would like to be a channel member, just click the join button. It's only $2 a month. You become a friend of NLG. You'll get these really cool emojis to use, the custom emojis. And if we get 6 more, I can add another custom emoji. But you'll get these really cool emojis. You'll get your name in green. You get access to videos like our unboxings with myself and Seth before everybody else. And special giveaways. We love to give away NLG merch, which also benefits our great friend and true gaming family member, Graphic God Jay Williams, who is, as you know, he is officially, as you see from our from the video credits, he is our graphic designer, our official graphic designer for NLG, and so supporting our channel in membership allows us to also support him with purchasing those t-shirts and stuff that we give away to you, which gives him money. So all around the circle. So if you'd like to give us some extra support, that is awesome. Plus we do actually use it to better our channel so that we can bring you more content, whether it's helping us to pick up games that we're streaming, equipment, things like that. Be perfectly transparent. I had to replace my microphone stand that the NLG Live stuff is on. So thanks to our great channel members, while I didn't spend a lot of money on it, at least we were able to get to upgrade our equipment. So we thank all of you who are our members, and if you'd like to join, please do. And if you join by our next week's show, when Brother Doggy Dog 420 will be joining us for some more great gaming talk, Yep, you will be in the running to win a piece of NLG merch. So, also, don't forget our Gamers United Guild. We are up to 15 Gamers United Guild members, as we just brought in one of my favorite folks out there, DJC Game Studios. He is. I tell you what, man. If you want Intellivision Amico, there's Go Game Go. There's OEB Pete. There's Bacon Ice Cream Productions, and there is DJC Game Studios. The man has created some incredible music as well. So he is now down in the description below. Please go check him out, as well as all of our other Gamers United Guild folks and shows that happen all throughout the week. Next up is going to be the Evercast on Saturdays with OEB Pete. And very soon, Brother Rich Haywood, as he is still recovering from Hurricane Ida, but he promises to be back soon. Such.
Yeah.
And once again, speaking of being back soon, AssassinLupa, we're still, you're still in our thoughts. We're praying for continued healing. And we love you, Lupa, and we can't wait for you to come back and get back into the swing of things again. So, gentlemen,
Sir.
let's get on out of here.
All right, let's do it.
Thank you, everyone in the chat. And we'll see you next Thursday night. And we'll see you maybe over the weekend for some more Battlefield beta. And who
Battlefield
knows,
shenanigans.
I'm feeling saucy. Maybe we'll do a little more Sega streaming. We'll see. Pick up a controller, get some gaming in. We'll see you next week for another NLG show. Thursday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Lay on, gamers.
Come on.
Adios, gamers. Have a good weekend.